Welcome to the Taphaven
Oh no, there's
podcast.
an echo.
Oh no.
No.
Why is there an
No,
echo?
because I'm listening to Nat stream.
Oh, that's right.
There was no
Oh,
sound coming from Nat
okay.
stream until just now, so I didn't forgot to
Oh,
mute
that's
it.
funny. That's funny.
Well, I can save y'all so much now. I have a mute button on my new stream deck for my browser. So
Incredible.
hopefully
Thank
that
you.
never comes through to you guys. I don't. Wait, no, that muted you. Dang it!
Bruh.
Y'all are in
no.
the browser.
Bruh.
No.
What's
You have to-
happening?
I will say that is one of the things that I absolutely love about the Elgato Wavelink is that it has specific output channels built in for differing between your headphones and like hardware outputs to like other applications. And it allows you to do things like, I want to mute this to the stream, but I want this to still go to my headphones. And it does that without any extra like coding or anything. Like it's just that experience is built in, so you don't have to do anything wonky. It just works.
It's
which
pretty
is-
sick.
That part is really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. So how's
it-
everybody's week been? I've been gone for a week. We didn't have the podcast last week.
I have
how was it?
grown cold.
Oh,
Deathly
no.
cold.
Well,
without-
we have some whiskey to warm you up.
Oh, I guess. No, been pretty good. It's been what is it? It's been a week. What happened last week? What did I do? I don't think I did anything last week other than I got into Rivals again.
Yeah.
Normal stuff. Let's see what else.
I got to Silver 3.
Nice.
Almost
Let's
2.
go.
I don't know where you are, Nat.
Let's
I
go.
am
But,
silver. I think I'm still silver 2.
Okay, yeah, because while you were gone, we were trying to play Eric, but Nat let me know I'm not good enough for him.
What?
So, like, because I was too low ranked.
Savage.
So he made me
No.
play quick
Savage.
play.
No.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he made me play
gosh.
quick play.
No.
The savagery.
This is what happened.
Nat, we
No,
need to
shut up,
unpack
Eric. Shut
this.
up, Eric. Let me go ahead and unpack this. That's not what happened. What happened was we played one ranked game and got fucking annihilated. They punched our faces and throats all at the same time. It was terrible. And then afterwards, I was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and play a regular game because that's usually my process. If I play a ranked game, just in general, if I win or lose, I have a buffer game in between, and then I play another ranked game. And Anthony was like, no, we should just go ahead and play another ranked game. And in the middle of it, I was like, as I was like rebutting Anthony's like suggestion for advice, I had already queued us up for another competitive game.
Which I did not know. So
he
I go
didn't
and I
know.
pick some hero that I never play
Mhm.
because I was convinced we were doing quick play. The game does not tell you that your leader switched
No.
game modes at all.
It doesn't.
does not.
It doesn't.
Does not.
And we won.
We won, but I definitely threw for the first like few minutes when I
Oh
was
my gosh.
He
the
was,
wrong character.
It was okay. It was fine. I was on support. I was just pocket
Actually-
healing. It was fine.
No, dude,
fine.
I
It was
threw
not
the
fine.
whole round because the first
Wow.
round ended and I thought the game was over and it wasn't.
It was a rough
Oh,
time,
no.
to say the least.
I
So
am excited to play again.
Yeah.
Not being able to play. I did. My gaming section will be really, really simple.
So will mine.
In a way,
So
because
will mine.
I did not. I didn't have a computer. I did not play games, at least virtual. But I'll talk about that.
Now, I do want to show y'all something that I did.
Something.
Okay.
I'm going to share this screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at this
What is
gloriousness.
What is my face doing there?
I took a picture just now. Sorry.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Why of this face?
Okay.
It's just what was there, okay? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Look at what's important. I have a whiskey shelf on my
That's pretty
gaming
dope.
desk.
That's pretty dope.
Where is this picture? I do not see this picture. Is
You
it
see the
inside
screen share?
Yeah, it's in the.
Oh,
It's,
never mind. Let
In
me
video.
let my.
It's
there-
also in
there it
our
is.
Discord, but
Oh, you have a little shelf of
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
I will say, when I finally get the time later this year to like reorganize this room, I want to take this desk here and I
Mm-hmm.
want to put stuff up on the wall, like signage or some neon sign or something, and have like medals and maybe a whiskey shelf. And then I want to move my desk over there so that that
Mm-hmm.
wall is my backdrop.
I
Uh,
have a question.
yes.
I know this is completely unrelated. It's something I've just
Oh,
noticed, and
okay.
I'm so sorry that I'm derailing you from like your actual plans on
Yeah.
shows. I'm so sorry. We will come back to it. I'm bookmarking it right now. Did
Okay.
we notice that we are facing in like the perfect way on the screen? Did you do this on purpose, Anthony?
Is it only for you? Because I'm looking on my screen, I'm looking away from Eric. Eric's looking away from me, and you're down in the middle.
In my
Funnily
for
enough,
mine,
on
we're
my
looking
screen-
perfectly.
On my screen, me and Anthony always tend to look at each other.
Uh-huh.
Oh
And
god.
then Nat, you just tend to look
Off to the side.
off to the side.
On my stream, we are all looking that way.
That's funny.
So like on mine, we're like perfectly synced. Like so put my face in your top left screen and
Oh,
put
yeah, in your
Anthony's in
stream,
your
yeah.
top right and put Eric in the center, and then we're good.
Yeah, you're the only one that has a good stream setup.
No, I still need to go ahead and figure out how to put like a animated background like Eric has for Taphaven. Once I figure that out, it shouldn't take long, honestly.
Yeah,
it's like literally a search
Oh,
away.
that.
Yeah.
And then I'll be fine. But
I
right
do
Also
now,
like
just-
it. It's very homey.
Could also
Yeah.
just ask Eric for that.
Yeah, I can send it
I
to
could.
you.
You could just send that to me.
We
Yeah,
could
you
all use the same one.
We could all
Yeah.
just use the same one. You're
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
right.
yeah. I can send
Cohesive
it to you.
show.
I thought I did send it to you.
You probably did, and I did not.
It would have been a long time ago.
It would have been.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I started using this one episode 3.
Oh yeah.
So
It's very interesting is how y'all have 2 on top, 1 on bottom, and I have 1 on top, 2 on bottom.
One on top, 2 on bottom. You're
I-
more of a pyramid guy. We're a chevron guy.
yeah. I just thought about it as like reading a book, like
Oh, okay.
the end of the sentence. You know how that like you could have a whole sentence up top, but then when you go to the new line, you might not finish the whole line. You know, that type of thing.
No.
What? Say that again.
No.
Okay. So if you were to take a page out of your workbook
Uh-huh.
and you were to write, here I can show you an example.
Okay. We got a physical example.
Okay. Look at this. Look at my pen.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so ignore this. This. We don't want to give that away yet. We haven't told this. So you see how there's lines here. I'll
Yeah.
make
yeah,
them
yeah.
super dark
Uh-huh.
so you can see them. So the stream can see them. Look at these lines. Here's line 1. You see this?
That's line 1.
And then that's the line 2. You see over here. This
yeah.
this right here.
Got it.
So if I were to write a sentence all the way across line 1,
Uh-huh.
and then we were center aligned,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of the sentence was only like one word, it would look like this, right?
Yeah.
And so there'd be a lot on top and a little.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, okay. And you don't like that aesthetically.
No, I do. That's what I do.
Do you prefer that aesthetically?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I prefer it, but
This doesn't have to be deep, Anthony. Just say it.
but well, no, I'm saying it's not deep. I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that like just initially, I immediately thought of like center aligned
Got you.
sentence writing for formatting rather than the inverse of that.
I just remembered that I had originally oriented mine with the 3 paladins or whatever, the 3 knights in the background with each of us in a row. But then when trying to do clips on Twitch with their like shorts feature,
Yeah.
there was no way with all of us being spread
To
out.
get all of it. Yeah.
So I had to do the pyramid where I could get like all 3 of us in like the one thing and then highlight whoever's talking.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Dude, speaking
cool.
of books, Eric, I gave away your Way of Kings paperback book to my father-in-law, who was like, it'll be a while because I got 2 other books to read first.
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
he
yeah.
like busted his knee through a trailer that broke.
Oh my god.
and he's okay. He's walking fine. He
Oh,
just
okay,
got a
good,
twist on it.
good.
Okay, good.
But then he finished the book.
Before you did?
Yes.
Bro,
In like a
that's
few days,
hilarious.
he was like,
well, he
like
had time.
he had time, but he was like, at first it was a drag, and he was like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
it'll do
working,
it.
and he didn't think he was gonna read it, but then he was like, oh, it's like a screenplay. So he
The
started-
Sandal Latch happened.
Yeah, he started skipping all of the excess descriptive stuff.
Oh, you're gonna
Oh.
need that.
Yeah.
And-
Well, not on the first
Not the
read
first book.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Mm.
biggest. One of the biggest things about Way of Kings that I both love, but it's
Man.
also really difficult. Because I actually had a good friend of mine who I play volleyball with, came to me and was like, "Man, I really just don't know if I like the Stormlight Archive." I was like, "Well, you know what? What don't you like about it?" And he started explaining all of these things, and he was like, "It's like if you had a meal that feels like it's mostly carbs
Mm-hmm.
with just a little bit of the good stuff." And he was like, and I was like, that kind of makes sense
Yeah.
until you've read everything else by Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
Because all of that filler information that seems useless on the first read
He's setting
through,
the stage.
well, it's not just setting the stage. The devil's in the details of referencing the universal story
Yeah.
comparatively to the book story.
Yeah.
Not like describing the rock buds every single time, right? Like he
no, the rock buds are
like those
more
things
so.
he'll do like every time, and Yeah.
Actually, Eric. Actually, wait, no. Have you read Wind and Truth?
that's the newest.
I'm reading through the secret books, remember?
Oh, right. So you haven't read Wind and Truth yet. Okay, so
I
then
haven't.
you also don't know. So I won't say anything.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. But I will say there are details, and this is
It's
kind
like,
of to Anthony's point.
hell is going on here.
There are details about that he goes into descriptions of that do not feel like they make sense at all, and he does them a lot. And in truth, they matter, but not for the book that you're reading.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
a great example is characters. So just to tease this a little, this isn't really spoilery. There are world hopper characters that show up in multiple of his books.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they do not share the same name across different books. But they do share descriptors,
And mannerisms.
personality traits, mannerisms, talking
Interesting.
styles.
Yeah.
Are
and
they like
things that.
reincarnation?
No, they're the,
No,
they're the
they are
people.
the same character.
Oh, so maybe like the
Yeah.
world singer, like the wit.
Yes.
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 Oh, that's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
Oh,
And-
and I just finished the chapter where Kaladin saves Dark. Yeah.
When he turns around and he stares back at the battle, it is
Dude.
one of the most epic moments in the book. And the thing is, you already know he's going to do it. You
Yeah.
know the minute he sits on the hill, but when everybody else gets behind him,
They'll just
At that
nod, like-
moment-
dude, it's chills.
Dude, and just
it's so
imagining
fucking
Syl
good.
in
Yeah.
full size Syl just standing there. I have never wanted to see a book
Dude.
on
Bro,
the
you have
screen
no idea.
so bad.
You-
like this.
Say the words.
Say the words.
Where are you, HBO? What are y'all doing right now?
Oh
Stop trying to do Harry Potter.
Honestly,
Say
no,
the words.
actually, and this might be treason, honestly, for anybody who's trying to stop the mega billionaires from making more money. The adaptation of Wheel of Time season 3
Oh, I've heard.
is really good.
Okay, I gotta watch.
Really?
It's really
Because
good.
I felt like season 2 and season 1
no,
were
season 1
terrible.
and 2 are terrible. Well, so writer strike. They lost one of they lost
I know.
a they
Main
lost
cast.
one of the main
Yeah.
cast, and it just completely derailed a lot of what they were doing.
Well, the
for
whole
first 2
story
seasons.
is just not right.
Yeah, no,
It's not anywhere close to right.
they retconned that to say like this is another turning of the wheel. So basically saying there are things that are the same about the original books, but
I
also
see.
there are things that are going to be different in this turning of the wheel for this story. So they're basically
I
giving
see.
themselves allowance to go ahead and try to kind of course correct off of, after the travesty that was the last
Oh
two
man.
seasons.
Yeah, season 1 and 2 were rough.
Season 3 kicks off hard, Eric, and those 8 episodes, my dude,
Okay.
Can you start with
it's
season
really
3?
good. I would yes and no.
Okay.
If you have any questions, ask me, and I can try and answer it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I remember we tried watching season 1 a long time ago, and there was some weird stuff happening in it. We're just maybe not.
yeah.
There was like some weird like feminist or like anti-feminist, or it was like it was
Feminist.
awkward.
It was definitely feminist.
It was
Yeah.
like-
Well,
like,
you
but
have to
extreme,
remember
right?
that
Like,
yeah.
the books were written
That way.
that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just that, like, the show
odd.
wasn't really the thing that caused that. That was also in the books. It
we
is
figured
a very
it was like a book thing. Though I guess no, I don't think it was necessarily a feminist thing. I think we were like, and I might be mistaken this for a different show, but we were like, this feels like an author who is not a woman and has never actually talked to a woman.
So a bunch of the people that we work with use the Wheel of Time both as, hey, it is a good book, but it is also the worst written females until Brandon Sanderson takes over.
And it's at the
Yeah.
very end. It's not at the
Oh yeah. This is like 12,000 plus page books of bad female writing before the female writing gets good.
That's
And
rough.
bro, I got through what was it? I got through 9 of those books as a kid, and I like as a young person, I was like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
It's starting to
rough.
make more
Yeah.
sense as to like the young guys that I knew that loved it,
Oh yeah, no,
because
no.
they were the same type of guys that had like they were shell shocked if they ever tried to talk to a girl. Like they just
Yeah.
couldn't.
My dude, when I tell you there's the multitude of times that Rand al'Thor is talked about as if, oh, we're going to imprison him because he needs to be controlled. He is the Dragon Reborn. And then immediately after meeting him, he's like, oh, I must simp over him. I must worship his feet that he walks on because he is Lisan al-Gaib slash Muad'Dib slash the Dragon Reborn slash Lews Therin Reborn or whatever. It's
the
a whole
whole
lot of stuff.
I was about to say the whole thing is that it is a fantasy epic written as a what's it called?
Sci-fi hits?
Where the main character is like your personification.
Personification.
There's a name for that. Like,
Yes. No.
it's like an isekai.
Yeah.
It's an
Yes and no.
isekai for epic fantasy. And it's weird.
Guys, what are we drinking?
Oh, before I forget though, before I say the
yeah.
drink, because the whole thing that spurred this, there are actually things like plant life that do matter in their descriptions that also do things similar to the world hoppers. And that's why I say not all of them are that way, but Brandon Sanderson especially intentionally writes consistent descriptions of things and will remind you about said descriptions so that he
You
can make
remember.
those types
Yeah.
of connections.
Oh man,
And they
guys.
stand out more. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes he never uses it. Sometimes he does. Sometimes it's amazing. So that's all. That's all.
Okay.
So today, we
This is a common one.
a common one.
Yeah, I
This-
feel like you can
this-
find this at like any
this whiskey
liquor
here?
store.
You can definitely find this. This is one of my favorite. My favorite genre of whiskey. Obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Today we have an Irish whiskey, the
Uh-uh.
Irishman.
Wait.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You're looking at the wrong thing.
No, number 9.
Yeah, no, that's part of
Uh-oh.
Ireland.
I looked at the wrong thing.
Oh, buddy.
I flipped too many pages.
Oh, you went to the
I
wrong
can't
book
believe
page. I
it.
thought you poured the wrong one.
No. I just looked.
Oh, we're in
I
fucking
looked at the wrong.
Irish.
No.
Did
No,
you
I
pour
poured the wrong
one?
test.
I freaking
No.
knew it.
Anthony.
No, guys, no. I can explain. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna get drunk.
It's fine.
I
I'll
already
just get
poured
drunk,
number
guys.
9.
No.
It'll be
I
fine.
haven't poured it. I have the right one. As y'all might have noticed, I have a new liquor shelf. That I must note was 3D printed.
Yeah.
It has a straight bullet, a single malt, a rye, and like a blue note. I didn't know what else to put there. Maybe that's a single barrel. I'm trying to do the matching thing. I should have poured my
Matchy-matchy.
single malt, but I poured my straight bourbon.
You
I
silly
see.
boy. You silly boy.
Oh man. So
Well, you downed it.
yeah. So this is the Irishman, the Harvest. The name of the whiskey is the Harvest. We're looking at a pretty low ABV, but that's typical of Irish whiskeys in a lot of ways. And
Dude.
just to read a little bit about this, I can go through their little thing. The Harvest stands as a beacon
Before you do.
of innovation. Okay, go.
Before you do it, I don't want to forget because I'll forget. Yeah, so this is 40%, right?
Yes.
Irish whiskeys, scotches, whatever, they're likely to be low. I have gone on a serious kick of watching the Whiskey Tribe, specifically how many times they have tried to increase the ABV
Oh
of
yeah.
something
It's hilarious.
by either like freezing it with like dry ice or
their new series is amazing.
they use toxic poisonous salt
No.
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
Like they redistill it with just like a random cheap distill you can get off of Amazon, which is illegal to do, apparently.
Not
Well,
for them. Not for
He
them.
found
Okay.
he found a way that it's only not illegal if he does it specifically for employees and specifically for research purposes tastings.
Yes.
Like it's
Yes.
weird.
You still have to have a distiller's license to do that, just for anybody listening, which
Yeah.
they have. They have a distillery.
The coolest thing is I didn't know that the Whiskey Tribe was crowdfunded originally, and I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
still, and that every whiskey that they make is crowdfunded in a not just
Yep.
a monetary way, but like what they put into the mash bill.
Yeah, they do. They're really good about that. The Whiskey Tribe is an amazing group, and they do a lot of cool stuff. But they have also talked about how
It's very difficult.
expensive and difficult that was at the beginning.
Yeah, you can't brew beer and store it in the same building as whiskey
Nope.
or any spirit, I guess.
You
No.
can't
There's
put
some-
beer and whiskey in the same building?
Nope.
They have to be separate places.
Wow.
And also, you can't store other people's bourbon on your property as a distillery.
Nope.
as
And
a distillery, not as an individual.
Right.
Eh,
like you can have it at
well,
your house, but you can't have it on the
Yeah, that makes
property
sense, that
of
makes
the
sense.
distillery. And they used to have a neighbor that they would like go and get the bottles from who had all these bottles for all their episodes. But that changed, so they couldn't get access to those bottles anymore.
When the Fire Nation attacked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what his solution was because this was a while ago. There must have been a solution, but one option was like, I'm gonna have a van, and in that van is just gonna be all of our whiskey,
Nope.
Solid.
and it's not
Solid.
technically gonna be stored on the property. I can drive it home.
Not technically.
It's just visiting.
Technically.
But yeah, what are we drinking today? We got an Irish
So-
whiskey.
Yeah, this
Speak
is
us.
an Irish whiskey. Irish whiskeys, as most people know, is a blend typically of malted and unmalted barley. That mixture of malt and unmalted is what creates the Irish whiskey flavor. A lot of people compare it to shortbread or baking, that type of thing. They tend to have a little bit of sweetness to them because of that. And yeah, this blend combines two different types of stills. So it combines a 70% of a single malt and 30% of a single pot still spirit. It has also been matured in ex-bourbon casks in addition to that. So we have an Irish whiskey of unmalted and malted barley that also has some of it that was done in a single pot still.
Dude,
Say
this
so.
thing smells amazing.
Yeah,
You like it?
it smells
Dude,
like
I got, like,
shortbread and
apples, like-
apples. Yes.
Like, it just smells so good. It's almost
It
a little
it
floury, but not quite.
I was gonna say this kind of smells like an apple pie.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bready apple pie, but
very
an apple
And
bright.
pie.
fresh.
It's
Kind of
very
tart.
bright.
A bit of a tart apple pie. Like,
I could see that. Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit of
It's-
tartness, but just the right amount of tartness. Not too much tart.
They say cocoa.
Maybe it's on the tongue.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
okay.
else do they
So
say?
their biggest tasting palette, by the way, is chocolate or cocoa. So
Yeah, they literally have like a
However,
massive amount of chocolate.
I do want to say, did you read the one on the left?
One on the left.
Oh, that says rancio, not
dude.
rancid.
My lens is like perfectly legible.
It's a rancio, not a rancid, by the way.
Umami. Umami.
Mummy.
Okay. Cheers, my guys, to another
Cheers.
wonderful episode.
Mummy.
Welcome back.
Okay.
That is so different than what it smells like. It's not even funny. The
Oh,
difference between smell and taste here might be the biggest difference we've ever had on the show.
There's the cocoa.
Yeah, I get nuts, like bitter nuts, bitter cocoa, spicy.
That smoky meat at the end.
Yeah, I get tons. Honestly, almost tastes like MSG.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is so umami.
So umami.
So umami.
That's racist, I think. Maybe.
No. No.
No.
So while we are,
That's good.
it is a meaty one.
I'm not getting the
It is-
meatiness. I don't know yet.
It's a sweet meat. It's at the tail end. You know that smoke that hits at the very end? It's not black peppery. It smokes out and it doesn't get hot.
Yeah. This is a meal in a cup, but it does dessert first.
Yeah. It goes sweet then mealy. Sorry, meaty, not mealy. Mealy would be bad.
Because, yeah, on the nose, I still get apples and like this brightness.
I'll
But
get
yeah,
apricot.
when you taste it, it's different. Apricot, not a ton.
I feel like that's a stretch.
I think I see where they're going with it, but
Yeah.
I not. It is not. You would not drink this and say apricots.
Right.
You would drink this and say it has like this almost like a fruits and nuts type, dried fruits and nuts type of flavor.
They need to not say spicy on some of these that are not spicy.
I think you get a little bit of peppery spice to this one though.
I think
I
that's
do.
the umami though.
I get the peppery spice mostly. I don't get the umami.
I think
wish
it's a
I did.
nice even mix for me, at least.
Dude, so there's a Whiskey Tribe video that I think everybody should watch. And it's the one where they go through like the top 10 ways of tasting whiskey.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah, I've
10
seen that one.
different ways of drinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause and when they get to the whiskey chew, they prove Nat and I correct.
That about what?
About the method.
Oh, okay.
What was the method that they proved?
But you gotta chew it right away. The first
I-
chew
Instead of priming.
The first chew primes. No. The first chew does do a primer because it numbs.
What he's trying to say is that, Eric, your priming method
It's too fast.
It's too fast.
Well,
and
I-
you're supposed to chew.
That is
I-
a method. That's another
It is
method
a
that they go
method.
over.
Yeah.
It's just not the method we learned at your bachelor weekend.
No, 100% it is. They because I remember they said prime first.
With a chew.
No, not with the chew.
No, they said prime, then chew.
She said you take a quick sip to
Yeah.
prime your palate
And then
for
you
the
chew.
alcohol and the acetone flavor.
Yeah.
Then on the second sip, you chew it.
I remember that. Yeah. But I also
Well, once you
remember that we
graduate and
chew.
your mouth is already numb all the time.
I would say that if you are
Sir, is
really
your mouth numb?
accustomed to whiskey,
Remember what happens when I
you
play
don't
Marvel
need to
Rivals?
Oh, that's
I'm
true.
just
that's
like,
true.
and then my tongue is like numb afterwards.
Hey, go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, if you drink whiskey on the regular, then the prime sip is not always needed.
Okay. I guess you need to prime yourself if like you're not ready for the acetone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I just noticed. I think there's a giant monitor behind Eric.
Did you
Is
not
that a
know this?
monitor?
You didn't see
That's
this?
his old monitor.
This thing is massive.
Yeah,
What the
dude.
fuck?
34 inches. Oh my god, did you just knock yourself?
Oh my god.
Oh wait,
Nope.
wait, it's upside down.
Is it taller than your torso? Get out of
Oh,
here,
yeah, dude.
bro.
They're huge, man. 34 inches.
That's obscene.
Nah,
There's
dude,
our-
it's
there's our thumbnail.
awesome.
I'm sure like I would I'm sure I
I
could
bet I
probably
can
find a way to
cover the
use it.
whole
But
screen.
you probably could.
Oh wait,
Dude,
this
that's insane.
Dude,
one?
Eric,
Is it longer than my torso?
did you
Yeah,
know that
wait.
Nat has 2 ultra-wide monitors?
Yeah.
What? Why am I the only one that just found out?
Well, I worked in that room
Yeah.
when I stayed.
He
there.
Oh.
visited. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I did
I
how?
got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
got
And
it.
immediately after that day, he was like, "Dude, we got to get you a better chair."
I did say that. He had a terrible chair.
I still have a terrible chair.
Chairs are a weird thing. They're a weird thing where, like, until you go to the doctor a lot, you don't really care.
and then you start, and then you have to.
And then there's the people like me who are like, I know my chair's expensive, but guess what? Costs less than how much I went to the doctor. When are you going to the doctor?
This is very true.
How much it's gonna cost you? But it doesn't
This is very
matter.
True.
Everyone has to spend money on the doctor, and then they get the chair.
I will tell you this. There is almost no amount of monetary investment that isn't worth it when you consider how much it costs to deal with back problems.
A chair and a bed. Spend all
Oh,
your
yeah.
money on a chair
Yeah.
and a bed.
Because how much time you spend in them? It's
Yeah.
cost nothing if you think about it on the amount of time you spend on it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
even though it's an expensive chair, it boils down to like pennies, maybe
Yeah.
fractions of a penny per.
Per hour.
Yeah. My wife has a chair that she can sit cross-legged in. She got
Oh,
one
that's
of
fun.
those.
Oh, I can do that in mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope your back is going to feel good. Because I was putting it together, and I was like, there's not a lot of back support in this.
There is a thing, dude. Crossing her legs might help her compensate for the poor
And
back
go, like,
support.
Yeah.
Because if you want to have a good posture, there's a one quick trick.
Cross your legs.
No,
No,
knees below your hips.
Yeah.
Drinks. Yeah, knees below
Oh.
your hips, and your back will automatically have to be correct. It's not easy.
It doesn't go any higher. That's why this chair's bad.
Oh my god, it's too short for you. Wait, do you have
It
the
is.
death chair that we have? Please no.
It's essentially that
It's
chair.
A
essentially
yeah.
death chair.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I bought
essentially
this
that chair.
branch chair a long time ago. I need to find a place, an office that's getting rid of their Herman Millers.
Dude, that's the way.
There's a
I
ton of them
found
now. Yeah.
Isn't
What
there
was
like a
it?
depot that you can buy from like online that sells them for
Mm.
cheaper? Or is it like
Not-
you had to find something locally?
You usually have to find stuff locally for it
Yeah.
to end up being cheaper.
you
Some
can
of-
get a very cheap option new as well. There was this guy on Reddit who went to he called 20 different distributors for office supplies,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them got him the top of the line Herman Miller for maybe 900 or 1100 bucks instead
Guys.
of almost 2000,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
You know, and maybe they just had an extra one or something.
And I
like
was about
that,
to say,
you know?
if you call some of your office supply stores, like your local ones, they don't have online sites or anything like that.
You just have
with
to talk to
catalogs.
somebody and be like, hey, do you have any Herman Millers that are like off the floor that you're
Yeah.
looking to
Now, I will say the biggest problem I've run into is that a lot of those places, they want to sell in bulk. So just
Yeah.
buying one is impossible.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case if you're willing to come pick it up.
Well, sometimes those companies that do buy in bulk, if they're working with an office,
Yeah.
and the office takes 49, but they had to
Yeah.
buy 50. So
Yeah.
now they've
Oh
got
yeah.
one sitting around.
Yeah. Usually they'll do that, but they just won't ship.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you have to pick it up. That's why the local ones almost always are a better option.
Dude, speaking of shipping, man, don't work with RXO/XPO if they are
Oh,
your
no, they're
Amazon
terrible. Yeah.
delivery.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They only deliver to me on Thursdays.
Oh my
Thursdays.
And I'm not here on Thursday, nor the next Thursday. Like,
gosh. Oof.
and
The
it was supposed
boy
to be
is
here on
struggling.
Monday or last Friday. And they keep telling Amazon, we tried to contact this person. We tried to deliver it to them, but they just won't answer the phone. And I'm
They
like,
won't
y'all are
answer.
lying.
Y'all a bunch of liars.
They're
Jeez.
lying. Dude, it's so infuriating.
I need a chair that like I can pull the arm back so that if when I do play guitar, it's not in the way.
The Herman Millers, unfortunately, do not help with that
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now.
because they're locked arms.
Yeah,
But I have.
You know what you need now? A stool.
I have one.
Oh yeah, just put it in there.
I just have to raise it because apparently knees below my hips is apparently the correct alignment. Guys, how are we rating this whiskey?
Yeah,
It's
Anthony,
rateable.
How are we rating this whiskey?
How
Well-
are you gonna touch it? I mean, I might touch it.
I have an idea.
So I am comparing it to the one of my favorite bottles, honestly, the Bullet Single Malt, because those of you that know, this has like a nice leathery feel on this label.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely wonderful, and then it also smells quite fresh and good. But I do think that maybe the flavor on what are we drinking?
The Irishman.
The Irishman.
I know it's Irish.
It's literally called.
It's called the
No, it's
Irishman.
called
Okay,
the
see,
Irishman.
that's one of those situations where I'm like, I gotta have this wrong. That's not what it's called.
my boy, my brother, my guy. You're doing the best that you can, and I know.
So I'm gonna say it's pretty dang good. I do like it. Now, of course, just like always, I just wish it was a higher proof. But you know that
Mm-hmm.
this is not possible apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It is much
Um,
harder in those climates,
Yeah, like I would love this.
but they
with a
definitely
bit
proof
more
this
burn.
down. I
Yeah.
will say.
But I do like it. It's definitely like I want to say it's like a 5 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
It's definitely
Daily drinker worthy.
oh yeah, it's very enjoyable. I mean, there's something about such a good nose that I just can't like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can't
fair.
give it
Can't
too
say
much.
no.
It's like 70% of the experience. You know.
Especially
If you
because
smell
like
good, I mean what?
we've
Yeah.
talked a lot about oh, this is a good starter whiskey, right? For people.
Oh man,
But,
that'd
like,
be great.
This is a good starter nose.
Yeah,
right?
I could see that.
Yeah.
It just
'Cause-
smells really nice.
How often does someone hit the nose and they're just like, whoa, I can't smell anything? This one they could probably smell the goodness.
Yeah, I agree. What would you pay for it?
Oh man, since it's from Ireland.
I mean,
Look, see the thing is I know is it a scotch? No, it's
No,
an
it's
Irish
an
whiskey.
Irish
whiskey
Okay, so it's not as expensive as a scotch.
without an E, right?
I mean, I would definitely
without an E. Oh yeah.
I would definitely pay like $50 at least just to have it, but not to like if it was $50 I wouldn't be daily drinking it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I see.
If it was
That
like
makes sense.
30 in the 30s, I could drink it more casually,
Mm-hmm.
but I would buy it for 50 and then I would save it.
Okay.
Anthony with the detail.
Now,
Put me on the spot. I don't know.
what would you rate this whiskey?
I'd give this a 5.
Okay.
This is just like bog standard. Like, if I was gonna give somebody a single malt whiskey that smells great, tastes at least decent. Like, I don't care what kind of flavor palette that you have.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes, I did.
That was so bad.
It was like a bell went off, and I was like, oh, okay. But no, if I was trying to show somebody like what a single malt can do, like the variants that you can get, I'd totally give this a shot. As a whole, I'd give it a 5. It's not a daily drinker for me because I would really want to have something a little bit higher in proof.
Come.
In order to say that I would drink it every single day. That being said, my daily drinker right now is at 63% ABV, which is
Whoa!
a bit spicy.
Wait, what is that
It's
one?
pretty hot.
The Lost Lantern.
Oh yeah.
Was that your birthday gift?
This was my birthday
Yeah.
gift, and it's almost
Oh,
done.
oh no.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I wish I could send it to y'all. It's
Matt,
so
do
tasty.
you have a infinity bottle?
No. What is
Oh,
an
bro.
infinity bottle?
You got to get like a decanter,
Oh,
and then you just pour the things that you are almost out of into it, and you can like make your own mix, your own blended whiskey.
this here's. I've been working on this for about
Yeah,
20
exactly.
years now.
Yeah.
And I tell you, boy, there's some white dog in this there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Boy, I tell you.
Dude,
I've been struggling with this taste for 40
40
years.
years. I'm blind.
Okay, wait. Eric, important intel. We went to an antique store the other day, okay? And my father-in-law pointed out some gin and some whiskey decanters.
Yeah.
And I was like, I picked it up, I was like, oh, but it doesn't have silicone, so it's not a good decanter, you'll lose stuff. And he goes, no. You see this? If it's etched, like sandpaper glass,
Yeah.
when the whiskey is poured or whatever spirit is in it, that wetness will form a seal with the
vacuum.
smooth knob top. If both are smooth, doesn't work.
Yep.
I think even if both are etched, doesn't work.
It has
One
to be
etched,
smooth etched.
one smooth, or
Yep.
if you want to be safe, silicon.
Or if you want to just be safe,
I was about to say.
But all that to say, I needed a decanter to go up, apparently to make my own brew.
You could do it in a barrel, but it would be harder.
It's just not gonna happen. I just pour the entire glass in and be like, hey, it is what it is, you know?
It is what it
It
is.
is what it is. So I would say that this is not a daily drinker. It's a 5. It's fantastic. The nose is great. The taste is at least middling to decent. And I would pay probably $40 for this just to have it on the shelf. I probably wouldn't touch this many times. I'd treat it like the Red Breast in the sense that like I'd have to be in a special mood. But yeah, fantastic, really good. I honestly would love to actually research whether or not the Irishman comes at a higher proof, because if it does, then I'd probably put that on my shelf immediately.
At some point, we're all going to go to Ireland, and we're all going to go and taste them right out of the barrel, fresh.
Dude,
And I'm going to
100%.
keep my mouth closed, because when I listen to Irish people talk, I start slipping into the accent, and I can't stop myself.
Look, that's why I'll be there, okay? Because the same thing happens to me, and I can't stop it. So once I start doing it, then you
I
can
can't
relax.
stop it either. What do
That's
you
funny.
mean?
But you said you could
We'll just have-
resist.
We'll just have two people who just can't stop themselves as soon as somebody else talks. They'll be like, hey, do you want
It's
to say anything? You'd be like,
No.
no,
No.
I did. No, I did.
And then Eric will start talking like he's a hobbit.
That
Yeah.
I will.
Oh!
So what would you pay for this whiskey, Nat?
40.
40.
Yeah. I paid
Man.
$40 for that.
I think I'll be the odd man out.
Oh.
I think this sits closer to a 3.5 for me.
Oh.
Interesting.
Eric has very demanding taste. when
I
it
will
comes to
let
single
I will let
malts.
the audience know that in the green room before we started the show, man, Eric had a long drive today. Okay,
It's very
so
fair.
he is very
That's
critical
fair.
of everything.
That's fair.
Very
That's
So
possible.
maybe
That's possible. Take everything with a grain of salt.
But also, as the other devil on your shoulder, you are a very demanding person when it comes to single malt whiskey, I think.
that's
you
all,
do-
that could be fair.
I think on the average you rate things lower than we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Go.
And then when you rate them higher, you rate them higher. It's like
yeah. When they're
Yeah.
really good for you, you're like, dude, this is single malt at its best. But anyway, continue.
So, funnily enough, I actually think that kind of attributes to my rating here. This isn't a bad whiskey. It's totally drinkable, totally fun. I would totally get a bottle of this, which puts it well into the 3 category.
Yeah.
And I think it's even better than that. I think it's slightly better. Like, I think you should try this whiskey. Like, go out and find it. I think the problem with it is that it has some flavor profiles that I'm not particularly fond of. I think it's a little bit too peppery. I think the umami doesn't have enough counterbalance with the sweetness. So it's a little, it feels kind of unbalanced.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just, I would love to see other notes kind of like come through a little bit more. I think if some of that apple note from the nose came through more on the flavor, I would fall in love with this whiskey because I think it would cut through and even out the flavor experience.
Would you want the apple with the umami, or would you want something a little bit deeper in terms of flavor palette, though? Because apple's going to be sweet and bright.
So-
We already have a bright kind of flavor with the meat and the
See, I feel
pepper.
like it's a very dark flavor.
Really?
I feel like I do want something that's lighter.
Because of the chocolate, the
Yeah.
cocoa. You're right. Okay, continue.
So
Sorry.
the other thing that I'm thinking of is that the things I like about Irish whiskey aren't here in this Irish whiskey.
There's no
I'm not getting a
breadiness.
lot of breadiness on the
Yeah.
flavor. I'm not getting a lot of that shortbread flavor. I think the bourbon casks really took out a lot of the things that are
character.
special about an Irish whiskey. And I'm getting mostly just the typical maltiness that comes with a single malt in combination with these peppery and umami notes.
I don't know if I bought them. Anthony, I'm sorry. I don't remember.
No worries. I just
I don't
realized that I
remember
have
either.
them, so I thought that could have been something that we all have.
Shit. Did I pull the trigger on that or not?
I can't remember if I did either. I'm gonna have to check.
We
For people
we
who are
also have the
listening-
Bardstown coming that I shared with you guys, by the way.
Oh,
single barrel
I did not
Bardstown?
buy that either.
I did not buy that one.
I don't know if I've ever seen a single barrel Bardstown, by the way.
Well, but remember, Bardstown is pretty new. They have just
Right.
started doing a lot of their own releases. They've been doing blends
They started to
for
mature
most of
into
their
it.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Life cycle, not style. But yeah, I wouldn't do this as a daily drinker. I think this would be a great post dessert or post sweetness whiskey where your palate has been heavily over sweetened
And you want to cleanse.
and you want to cleanse. This would be a really great nightcap for a heavy dessert night or something like that. Or I could see this being great with some chocolates or something like that. Yeah, I think it
Or,
would pair really well.
you could have it with some cows, because apparently it
yeah.
has hay in it.
Yeah, I
It
saw that.
does.
What?
saw
I
What?
did see that.
Guys, that's grass. Who wants to drink grass?
We just
Yeah.
drank it, bro, and we actually rated it.
I don't
pretty
taste that at
well,
all.
so-
Whoever
yeah, I'm not-
whoever
I'm
put
not-
that on there must have been outside.
Yeah,
to some hay.
I feel like the hay notes that are being done there is definitely more malt. Like just like earthy malt flavors.
Interesting.
What I would pay for this, I really think this shines in the $30 category, which is exactly where it sits, which is wonderful. This is
Perfect.
you can
Wow.
get this from I see it
It's like
as
we knew.
low as $30 all the way up to $40 on Google Shops, and there's a ton of places to get it. I imagine MSRP is pretty close to $30 considering those prices. So
That's a very good price for a whiskey.
yeah,
bad.
this is just a super solid Irish whiskey. I don't know. I don't know if people will prefer this over something like the Powers, the Redbreast, or Middleton, or things like that. But those are all pricier whiskeys. So I mean, this sits at a nice price for the what you're getting, I think. So yeah, really nice Irish whiskey. I'm biased. I love Irish whiskeys. I think this is about as far from an Irish whiskey as you can get while still having some of the Irish whiskey notes, but it's good. It's tasty.
They took the cookie out.
They did take the cookie out.
Yeah, they took the cookie. I like after you said it, I was like, oh, this tastes like a normal whiskey, and they're saying it's from Ireland, and it doesn't make any sense.
It tastes more like a single malt.
Yeah,
and
just
I think
straight up single malt.
Yeah, and I think just aging it in the bourbon casks I think those
Neutered that
flavors that it
bready-
added,
Yeah.
it just took out like it's overpowering some of the bready shortbread
I don't
flavors.
even know if it's. I mean, like if it was there, they've been overpowered. You're right.
Yeah.
You know, as someone that can't eat cookies anymore, I don't mind.
You
That's
can't
fair.
eat
That's
cookies.
fair.
Not unless someone's specialty makes them for me with like honey.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do processed sugar.
Good for you, dude.
Puts me in
I
pain.
mean, like it's terrible.
It's a
but,
curse,
Like,
but it's a blessing.
it's probably better for you. Oh,
It'll be healthier in the long run, but
Doggy.
the
suck
war
for
has
some
entered
things.
here.
Whoa. Dude, Nat,
Yeah.
you don't have to do this anytime soon, but at some point, you got to join us on the 4K club.
What's the
Yeah,
fuck?
we
So
both
you
have
got
4K
you've got
monitors
two
now.
you've got two ultra wide monitors, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you so that picture I sent you in a
I'm at
text.
200 hertz. Does that mean I can do 4K?
Well, it's the DLSS that really gets it going.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and find out then. I'm gonna. Okay, let's be
But
real.
I just wanted to say, did you see my setup, my monitor
I
setup?
I did.
So like,
Yeah,
I think I have the
1-1.
same size as your ultra wide.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like having it above it is almost like perfectly wide-wise.
I can't.
And then
do the
having
above
one up and
anymore
down.
with the bookshelf now, where it is.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I have to do side to side, or I have to do just one massive ultra wide.
I wanted to put this guy vertical to my
Oh.
left.
That would have been insane.
And yeah, no, I just don't have a stand that's high
You don't
enough
have
to
a
do that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you would have to get an actual like tent pole.
Yeah, yeah.
and
They make
mount it
them.
to your desk. Oh no,
They do make
I
them.
don't doubt that they don't.
Eric, that the stand
That they
that
do.
you and I got that's like shiny for that monitor originally, the original version of that monitor, you had that, right? You had the shiny mount.
I had the giant 2-pronged one.
You okay? Never mind. We're done. Okay, moving on.
Solid, solid, solid.
I merged two mounts together to make
I see.
my new setup.
I see. I
Gotcha.
got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So, what like I know y'all been
Dude.
doing some Marvel Rivals.
We
Yeah.
all have played a new game since the last episode.
True.
Eric.
Some of us have streamed it.
I might qualify it as a Stalko birthday game.
I forgot about this.
Yeah. Some of
That's
us have dipped our
right.
toe in trying to do a playthrough, as it were.
That is correct. So we all tried
Space Marine 2,
Space Marine 2,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Which-
we did.
was
which
super
took like
cool.
5 hours to get through the tutorial because somebody put on the ultimate difficulty,
I got it done.
He got it done.
which means we played solo forever.
I am the Space Marine. Speaking of which,
He came correct.
the V Rising DLC just came out today.
Oh shit!
So-
Oh no,
1.1 is live.
guys, I have things to do.
Me too. I'm literally going out of town.
I know. I know.
Oh no. Arch Temper drops on the 29th. What are you talking about?
But yeah, we tried Space Marine 2 and so far so good. I mean, it was honestly, it was really, really well done. It plays like a Doom style game. It's just
yeah,
absolute. It's what you want from Space Marine 2.
absolute violence.
I mean, what's better than Doom with friends?
Exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing.
It was
So
legit.
it was super fun. I would totally be down to
The-
continue that playthrough.
For sure.
The controller feedback with a PS5 controller was
Super
just
nice.
Fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah, super nice.
insane, dude.
So good.
But I totally forgot we played that. That was right before I left.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, I did play a new game. Bongo Cat.
Dude, that's not a new game. Shut
I'm
up.
cat
so done
has
with this.
been-
I'm so
My
so
done
cat
with
over
this.
has
you,
been
dude.
bongoing. I have the bongo cat. He is bongoing.
Okay, so
He's
it's
playing the drums.
$20 expansion. Okay.
He's doing his things. He's in my corner, and he's just bongoing away.
your bongo.
And he
cat
does
is
this
actually-
thing.
Yeah, because he's
It's
a
great.
bongo
It's
cat.
great. It's a bongo cat. It's the best game.
I'm just
10 out of
finding out
10.
that Eric is actually one of those people who has like a really like close relationship with any form of cat-like memorabilia.
Oh, so
Mhm.
fun story.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Might have cats soon.
yeah, I bet.
Hey,
Cats,
no, you
plural.
can't do this. My dogs are supposed to stay with you.
Oh no, so we're okay. So one,
He has killed cats. He's a cat murderer.
so we are 100% going to figure that out because we did already promise we'd watch your dogs. That is
Oh
still
my
happening.
God.
However, we have
You're
a
allergic.
fair, but I've been hanging out with this. Okay, let me
Go ahead.
let's start at the beginning. So recently, about 6-ish weeks ago, a black cat came into our yard and was like super skittish. And B was like, oh, and threw out some food just to see if she could get the cat to come closer. And she did. After petting this cat, it became like, it was like, oh, people, I love y'all. Y'all are the best of people. And so then she would start to come twice a day to try and get food, and we started feeding it.
You got hustled, is what you're saying.
We did get hustled by this cat, but every time we fed it, it would be like, I want to leave now. And we were like, interesting. And it had some personality traits that were very weird because you could tell that this cat wanted to stay and like be with us, but would leave anyway. And we were like,
Got
that's really weird.
kids.
So after petting this cat, it loves stomach rubs. And very shortly afterwards, I was like, I think this cat had kittens.
Yeah, for
somewhere in the backyard.
For sure. In the backyard, in y'all's backyard.
Well, back in like that forested area behind our house is what I thought. So we went back and we started talking to the neighbors on the other side, and lo and behold, it was a stray cat that came by and had kittens in their shed. And so it had 5 kittens. They are going to keep the main cat. They started taking care of the cat, but it's going to be an outdoor cat that just stays in the area. But they couldn't keep all the kittens. So they're going to keep 1 kitten, and they have some other people I think are going to take 2. And I think B and I will probably take the last 2.
2? You're going
Yes.
from 0 to 2 cats?
That was actually a stipulation that I made. I am very weird about this. I am not a half-ass type of person. If I have cats, like I want them to have somebody that they can buddy and like be mentally
fair.
okay with.
That's
Like I couldn't leave if I ever had pets, which now I will. So that's a weird way of putting it. But
Yeah, it is.
if I before this, when I was like, oh, if I ever get pets, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not just going to get 1 pet, because if I ever left them alone at home or like something like that, like I can't do that. I want them to like not have to deal with the same type of the separation anxiety of that. Like
you don't
that
want
would,
one of these.
yeah, that
Yeah,
just
you don't
isn't
want
my
one of
thing.
these. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I get dogs, I'm going to make sure that maybe it's 2 from the same litter or 2 really young, so that could happen. If it was cats, it was going to be the same type of thing. But it was like a done deal. And we fell in love with this black cat who had started coming around, and she's like really awesome. And we were like, the minute we were like, oh, there's kittens. And if we don't take these kittens, they might just like those neighbors, for lack of a better way of putting it, they're not like
They're not going to take them.
savvy. They're not going to take them in. They're either just going to let them loose in the wild or just bring them to a shelter.
Yeah.
And this cat mom is not like this. It's just not a good area for cats in the wild. 1 and 2, if they bring it to a shelter, it's not going to be good.
Why is it not a good area for the cats to be outside?
Coyotes and cars. There are lots of coyotes in the area, so most stray cats around here do not last long. Like most outdoor cats around here end up dying. Like
I will
just-
not recommend what I was going to recommend.
So
I'll say get a shed, and that's where they live.
So if I were living in a place that
Cats
was
want to be
more-
outside.
Oh, 100%.
That's
If
what
I were
drives them
living in a
nuts.
different area, I would. But I'm also not going to be a weird cat. Like people don't take enough care of cats, which is like a really weird thing. A lot of people treat cats like they are vastly different than they are, and then they take care of dogs like everybody takes care of dogs. When in actuality, if you have an indoor cat, that cat needs to go on walks. It needs to go outside. It needs to go interact with the
Dude,
wild. And if you don't do that for them, you are not treating an indoor cat right.
dude, the big difference between cats and dogs is super simple. If you tell a dog, don't eat that rabbit, it's a friend. The dog will be like, for real? Okay,
All right.
I won't eat it. But look, it looks tasty. The cat will look at you and be like, ha, eats it.
I need to survive.
They are so much more like still
Closer
a
to their
predator.
predator
They're
instinct.
very much
Yeah.
little predators.
Like,
In your
yeah.
house,
Yeah.
They will
guys.
not deny their
They
thing.
will,
They're like,
eat, bro. They will eat your dead corpse.
Yeah.
If you die and nobody comes to look for you, and you have cats, your
Yeah.
body is going to be eaten by that cat.
That's actually in my will. I just want to be like
No,
eaten by
Oh
a
my
cat.
we're
God.
not doing
Just
that.
no, Eric, you're not becoming coffee beans.
You're not.
okay.
No.
Anthony,
Absolutely not.
okay, as my best man,
I will not
and
drink
one of my
you.
longest
I will
friends-
not drink you.
I need you to make coffee of my corpse and drink me. That's my last will and testament, Nat.
I can't do this anymore. I'm
be on
moving
this podcast
to
anymore.
Australia. I'm leaving.
Oh my!
We can't keep doing this, guys. I'm sorry.
That's so
We're just different people.
Oh my
But-
god.
But yeah, a lot of
Anthony says he
Netflix, I approve this. No,
Drink of your brother.
will not.
But yes,
Oh,
a lot of people get indoor cats, and then like Anthony's saying, they have all of these instincts and things that make them happy.
Yeah.
And people don't take care of them correctly. And it's like having an indoor cat isn't the problem. It's having an indoor cat and automatically assuming that you don't have to take care of them is the problem. And that's where like I am just a different type of mind. Like in my mindset, I'm like, no. If we're doing this, we're gonna do it correctly. That's just how it has to be done.
Yeah.
You know. So
So you're gonna build a cat run?
yeah, 100%.
I mean, they literally. It's like
Yeah.
you have to build the outside in for them.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. And like I'm gonna take him outside. I'm gonna bring him to volleyball and let him like run around. Like that's just you have to take care of your pets.
You know how you feed crickets to a snake? You gotta buy rats every now and then, let them loose in the house.
Yeah.
100%.
Finish your sentence.
That's it. No, you gotta buy rats and let them loose.
Oh God.
I love the one. There was I don't know if y'all do it. There's like the Daily Dose of Internet. It's a famous YouTube channel that
Yes.
does like
No,
little.
I went on a
short
binge with that the
YouTube-
other night.
Dude, he found one where a guy like opens the door and a mouse runs in, and he's like, "Guys, here's the video. This mouse runs in, and then he's like pointing the camera. He's like, and of course, Mittens, my cat, wonderful cat that he is sleeping with them." And then he points the camera, and they're like cuddling in a corner. And I'm like, he's like, this monster didn't do his job.
Oh, wait a second. Are you talking about the guy that does the face, the selfie cam?
Well, I can't remember if it's him or not. But
Because the
it's
Daily
like-
Dose of Internet is just like a whole bunch of random crap streamed together.
So the Daily Dose, I saw this on Daily Dose of Internet.
Okay.
But who it was that did the video that he found,
Oh,
I do
that
not
guy.
know.
Okay, that guy he reminded me of the other guy that you like, who's like, I found this thing on Amazon. I was supposed to go out tonight with my friends. I did not. I found out what this is, so all of you
Yes.
know what this is, and we're all
That
gonna
is-
buy it right now.
Yeah. No,
And
it
I'm
isn't
gonna-
this guy, but similar vibe. for
I
sure.
need the oven that goes and closes underneath it. I need that. I'm gonna invite people over just to make a casserole to show off my oven.
Yep.
That guy.
Yeah. I do know
You know
you're
that
talking
guy?
about it. It's not the
Nat
same
doesn't
one.
know that guy.
We'll have to find a clip and
All right.
send it to him because it's
All right.
it's hilarious.
That's the next thing you're getting. Now, I'm sorry, you're not getting the really cool comedian brothers anymore that live in Dubai. Now you're getting this guy.
Ah.
That's like all I
That's
send Nat. I
funny.
don't know if I send it to you, Eric, but like, did you ever think about how the first guy to get 2 world records
Oh my God.
had a 3rd world record?
And wouldn't that mean?
And wouldn't that mean that he had a 4th world record?
And then wouldn't that
And then
mean?
wouldn't
That's funny.
Infinite world
I
record.
love the one
Infinite
where it's
world
like,
records.
if I snap my fingers, we will forget that you were ever gay.
Wait a minute. But I was never gay.
Exactly.
No, you can't just do that. No, wait.
Whatever you say.
No. Lock
But
him up.
I was never
No,
gay.
lock him up. Lock him up.
You need straight to jail. That one killed me, dude.
That one is so good. I love
So
them
good.
so much. I also love
They
the
are
one where
really
it's
funny.
like, what is it? If you are
An American?
no.
Oh,
What is
okay.
it? It's when he's talking about so. Oh, God, I forget. Oh yeah, inches? No.
While you think about that, if
Dang it, I
Americans smile, does that mean that Europeans skillometer?
That's kilometer.
Scalometer.
So good. Dude, I
Anyway.
love that guy. Dude, he streams. He's on Twitch.
I bet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
He's funny. I like his shorts.
Yeah, they're really good. What is? Oh, man, damn it! I forget what the one was. It's like something Queen, and he's like, "You're a true gentleman."
I've fallen in love with the two. I know Anthony's seen this one because he sent me one, but I've been watching them for a few months now. It's these 2 Japanese guys,
Oh my god.
and
You've been
they're,
watching them for
talking about
months. I
Japanese
just
words.
found them.
dude, they're hilarious. And they'll say some nonsense about Japanese, and he's like,
What does this
"Sim,
mean?
but different." Man, it's so good. His deadpan humor is so good.
Yeah. The English speaking one will be like, how do you say this in Japanese?
Aka.
You're like,
Yeah.
how do you say this?
Yeah. I've seen that one. Yeah.
How,
Mm.
how do you say this?
Dude,
So
the
bad.
tonalities of freaking Japanese language is crazy.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
What
They're
have you
really
been
funny.
playing, Anthony?
Dude, okay. So, of course, I don't know if y'all knew, but we're going to our first ever Formula One race this weekend.
Ooh,
For Miami.
look at him. His
Oh,
fannies are
nice.
fluttering.
Yeah. So, pretty excited. And so we've got campus pass tickets. We're going to be walking around, right? We're not going to be like sitting in the stands. So I started playing. I mean, I've been playing the sim, but I was playing the sim today and yesterday for Miami specifically. Want to get,
He wants to
familiar
get
with the
ready.
track,
He wants to
right?
get ready.
Also, did a slow run being like, oh, that looks like one of the areas we can watch from. That looks like one of the areas we can watch from. Like, okay, we're going to find like, where's the good area to watch the actual race from? But dudes, oh my God, my wrists are sore. My forearms are sore.
Oh
like,
my gosh, yeah.
it is so, and I have a Thrustmaster, okay, which sounds like it's for something else, but it's for sim racing, okay? Trust me. Like, it's not for what you're thinking. All right. It's not as powerful as the new stuff. But it still makes you sore. Stop it, Matt. trying to keep it together. But dudes, it is so satisfying when you start setting like better lap times in this thing. And like I was going and I had like a 1:35 was like my fastest. Well, a minute 35. And I'm like, I just want a minute 34. Right? I just want a minute 34. You're going, you do a really good lap, but you didn't mess up. So you go and do a second lap, right? You don't restart. You're just going to keep going. And then my second lap was incredible. I got a 132.
No.
I got like
Let's
way
go.
faster than I wanted to. And then, dude, You look up, you glance at the top right where it's green and it shows you how much faster you are than your previous self. And it's like 0.2. I'm like, and that's a lot. I just started the new lap. 0.2 at the beginning of the lap, that's huge. The record is like 1297.
Whoa.
Okay, only 3 seconds faster than me is like the world record. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting better. I immediately fuck up.
I was like, dude, you looked at the timer. Of course you
I
fucked
know,
up.
yeah. I look up and then immediately spin out, and I'm like, I gotta get ready for the podcast. I got a 132. Like, it's just so satisfying, and yeah, I can't wait to get a real sim set up. Like, I need the butt kicker.
It's time.
That also doesn't sound right, but trust me,
Hey, man,
it gives
you're
you
into some
more
weird
feedback.
stuff. It's okay.
Yeah, there's some
I'm not gonna judge you.
But yeah, I need the feedback because like there's times where
Yeah.
you start to lose traction,
Yeah.
and all you get right now is audio,
Oh.
and it's barely there. You can't even increase it. Like Max Verstappen, one of the best
Oh.
drivers in the world and sim racers in the world,
Well,
he
no, it's
maxes out
lost.
the tire like sound. You can't do that on my Xbox.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's harder to hear. And there's times when I do save the car from messing up, but it's just so much harder, dude. So much harder.
So much harder, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
much harder,
It's
dude.
so cool that you're like just like a freaking like speed jockey. You're just like, dude, yeah, no, I race.
I mean,
I'm
that's
the
what I've been doing
racer.
forever, dude. I used to play Midnight Club 2 Dub Edition. I don't know why it was dubbed, but
Anthony's always been the
race sim.
race sim game guy.
Yeah.
dude,
Jake's
I
been
think I
in.
sent y'all the thing.
He has
that-
the personality for it, you know?
He does.
I'm pretty sure I sent y'all both the thing where it was like a maybe I didn't send it to you guys, but I
Exactly,
took a
yeah.
screenshot. I found it. Oh my god, I gave up scrolling up on my Instagram messages with Eric to find one of the guys to send Nat that we were talking about earlier, and I just found him. But this one, this one's even better because it's with what's his name, Childish Gambino.
Oh God, I
love
love
that
him.
guy.
Wait, what?
Love him.
Okay, Nat, it's in your
So
it's
good.
in your messages now.
I don't have my phone on me.
It's okay, later.
Okay.
But yeah. I used to play Midnight Club 2. Like the other day, there was an Instagram where they're like, test your reaction speed, right? And then Max Verstappen, the best in the world, does it. He gets like a 0.2 something. I did it. I got a 0.1
I
something.
saw that.
And I was like, oh!
I'm the fastest man in the fucking
Nope. Everybody I sent it to, nobody sent it back.
It's very true. I would never.
Actually,
would
Ash,
never.
my wife did.
I don't ever want to have somebody know this reaction time that I have compared to like what I could be. Like I know that I've like fried away some of those like quick response neurons in my brain. It's just gone. So it's okay.
I'm still sitting at a solid like 190.
190?
190 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Dude, mine was like 0.14.
Bruh.
My
0.14.
sister
Hey,
replied.
that's
My
pretty good.
sister replied. She's like, "What is this?" I was like, "Watch the whole video."
Watch
She
all of
doesn't,
it.
she doesn't even humor you. She's like,
Oh,
I don't
guys,
know
no.
what is that.
She's like, I don't have time for this.
That's what mine was 0.12.
0.12 is insane.
That was my first try, bro.
Disgusting.
Jeez.
And you've never reached the same height.
No, I didn't try again. I'll
Yep.
try again right now.
Yeah. He's never been so high. So you've been
Literally.
racing. Eric, what
I've
have
been
you
racing,
doing?
mhm.
I'll wait. I'll go
Well,
last.
so this past week, obviously, we didn't have the podcast last week because of me. I was at one of the largest volleyball tournaments in the Southeast, and I did a different volleyball tournament every day. We ended
Wow.
up making what is that? What are you?
0.72.
0.072.
0.72.
Guys,
He's slow
I've
as
been
hell, dude.
drinking.
He's slow as hell, dude.
Dude, no, that's like almost twice as fast.
He's slow as hell.
I've been drinking and I got a 0.072.
I don't believe it. He's slow as fuck.
He's pre-pushing.
He's pre-pushing. His
Yeah.
fingers are already on the
No, I'm
scale.
not.
He's pre-pushing.
What are you
He's like,
talking
I think it's gonna
about?
happen now.
It's okay. It's okay.
That
Anyway,
was the first try.
you
What
played
the-
volleyball.
Here.
You played
Here.
volleyball.
You gotta do the human benchmark right there. Reaction time.
Oh, 0.02 from my predecessor, my prototype.
Tony, you right? Bro, that's awesome.
You gotta do some of this. I just got a 190 ms on my human benchmark. Let's go.
How does this one work?
You click on the thing, and then when it turns I think green, you press the button.
I got a 201.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anything around 200 is pretty good. I got a 190.
I got 173.
I'm not gonna do this, guys.
I got 173. 173.
Hey, 173 is pretty good. 173.
Apparently, F1 drivers are 0.2 to 0.3, so 200 to 300.
0.2 to 0.3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the average for all of human race, to be fair.
Guys, I just got a 151.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I can't
You're
stop.
like the 5%.
You guys are addicted. It's not about how fast you are.
But so I did a ton of volleyball. There was a lot of awesome games. I think I made in every tournament I played in. I think we made top. We ended up placing second in one of them. We placed third in another, and we did not place in the last one we did, but we beat the team that won the whole thing. So
nice.
proxy
Dude, that's
winners.
sick. Proxy
Yeah.
winners.
Yeah.
That's the
we
best
take
kind of
those.
winners.
We honestly, it's one of those
Is it?
things where it's a 2-day tournament, and we played near perfect the first day, and we dominated the team that won the whole thing. And the second
Got
day,
tired.
we just did not play well for our first game, so we got knocked out early. But if we had played like we did the first game, we were the best team there. So it is what it is, but it was super fun. I did not get sunburned
Let's go.
with 6 days in the sun.
You actually use
Okay, no,
sunscreen?
Dude, I
Incredible.
almost mentioned earlier, like 30 minutes ago, I was like, Eric used sunscreen this time. This is the first time he's come back, and he looks as pale as he did when he left.
Wow.
No.
He usually
this
gets a
is coloring.
huge tan.
Leave this man alone.
Let me see
He
if
usually
I
gets a
can-
huge tan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
He's pasty through and through.
yeah, I'm just pasty, man.
Let's
just
go.
pasty.
I'm proud of you.
But yeah, I didn't get sunburned, so I can live with that. We're good.
Hell yeah, brother. So you play
So-
volleyball, but probably not a lot of games, huh?
Well, yeah. So we did most, like, I bring board games and we play board
Yeah.
games like every night. But I'm telling you, the hit board game has been Rapid Dungeon once again, killing it. Every play group I play it with loves that game. Every person who's tried it says it's one of their favorite board games. It is just super fun, man. Just a great board game. Well designed. We actually combined it so that we could play with up to 10 people, and it worked just as well. So if you really like Rapid Dungeon, and you, by the way, Sketchflix, you can actually go to the store in Japan and get it. And it's only like $20. It's like a $20 board game if you actually go to the store.
Subarashi this.
So it's one of the best board games. If you buy 2 copies of this, then you can actually play it with more players. I think you could easily expand this to as many players as you want, as long as you have a big enough circular table. Then it'll be even for all of the people. Oh man, dude, I would actually be totally down for that, because
A Japanese version of this would go hard.
well, I got it with the Kickstarter. I have the Japanese.
You have the Japanese version? Oh,
well,
let's
it
go.
comes. There's no text in the game. It's only the rule book. So I have the Japanese box and rule book.
Is it one of those B-side labels things where, like, if you get it in Japan, it comes with different art?
No. So it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh.
But,
All right, guys, we all have to move to Japan.
Here's Sketchflix.
thought
I'll
about
send
it.
you. I'll send you the thing.
All of us, let's
I'll
go.
send you the
I've
thing.
thought about it.
Guys, we can, dude, we can brew Japanese whiskey.
We
It can be
cannot.
American Japanese whiskey.
You understand
That is so niche.
You can understand that there is so much money
American
that already
Japanese.
goes into making whiskey, and then you want to move to Japan, where they
Dude, no,
probably
Nat,
make it
what if-
even
Nat,
harder.
What
to
if it's
make
easier? What if it's easier?
whiskey.
What if all that BS isn't
so
there?
Not. It's so not. I can tell you right now, it's so not. It's so
Look,
it's so rooted in
look,
like old.
there's already
Japanese
4 of us
man
that wanna
stuff
go.
that I immediately know absolutely not.
I already know Ash is ready to move to Japan. Ash will go.
She'll
My
Just
wife
Tony.
will go.
Tony, you don't know that.
She'll immediately
don't,
move.
Don't share that information with these people. They will immediately be like,
Tony's
dude,
got-
we're moving, and then
He-
Tony knows.
Tony
start
hasn't
moving.
heard my plan to smuggle whiskey in from India yet.
Oh wow.
Oh, Eric,
Let me
I talked
share
to my
what I
father-in-law
played
about that
first
the
before
other
you
day.
share the information. Go ahead, Anthony.
There are actually other ways for you to get the whole barrel here.
Oh,
My father-in-law was saying that if you get a different type of license, not a distiller's license,
I believe
but like
Dale.
a different one, you could just bring the whole barrel.
I'm in.
look at that.
Ash is packing. We're moving to Japan. We're going right now.
She's like, by the way, your bag's packed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you
Yeah.
there.
Just
And I'll be there lickety split because while I have the floor, I'm sorry, but I have to brag, guys.
honestly, guys.
I-
honestly,
You're
53 mess.
pre-clicking.
No, I'm not.
Bro,
You can't
no, there's
pre-click.
no
It's
way.
not. It's
There's
not the
no
same
way.
every time.
There's no way.
Eric,
There's no
it's
way.
literally not the same every
I don't
time.
believe it.
I will
You have to
remind
do it
you
live
that I have
here
been
right
drinking.
now. I have to do it live. You have to do it live here.
You want me to
right
do it
now.
live here? Is this the same page?
It's the same page. I'm
Oh
guessing.
shit, let's go. Wait, no, I've got it on the wrong tab. I've got it on the wrong
Waiting
tab.
for green.
Hold on, that one
you-
doesn't count.
Oh wow! Look how bad
I had to move
you
it to
are.
the right.
Oh,
Look how bad
I
you
see.
are.
I see.
Wait, hold
I
on.
see.
No,
I
no,
see.
no. Okay. When the light turns green, quickly as you can, click anywhere to start. Don't be bad. The pressure's gonna get
Let's
to
see.
you.
Yep. The pressure cooker. Oh,
soon.
Wait, no,
Look
did
at
you
that.
see it was green?
Look at that
Oh no, I
pre-clipping.
double clicked. I double clicked.
You better focus. Oh.
Y'all are so distracting.
Oh.
Y'all are so distracting. Hold on.
We've been
Stop
talking
talking.
like this the entire time. What are you talking about? How can you tell me that you automatically can't do it now? Huh?
He's a time
Get
traveler.
your money up, bro. Get your fucking
If
money
I'm
up.
laughing, I can't go as fast.
I know. That's
I
why
have
I'm
a, like-
doing this.
God damn it. Can't
That's
get
right.
it anymore.
That's right.
Can't do it.
Can't get it up.
The
He'll find me. Sorry. See, that time I was talking. Okay, this is the last one.
okay.
That wasn't that bad.
That wasn't bad.
That wasn't that
That
bad.
wasn't bad. He
That wasn't that
peaked.
bad.
That's right, Ash. He peaked.
He did peak.
I've been
hard.
drinking. The drinks have
Immortal.
just settled in. That's why. They've settled in. Look, the point zero, the 51 ms was like 20 minutes ago. Okay, I was patient. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
But yes,
I will repent.
But yes, we played some board games and volleyball, and honestly, so that was the big thing. The volleyball was super fun. I love.
Yeah.
It's my big tournament of the year. I do it twice. It's super. Fun.
it fucking twice because it feels good.
We now have.
Wait, you do
a-
it twice a year?
Yeah, they do one at the start of the season and one at the end of the volleyball season.
Was this the end or the beginning?
Beginning. So this is
Oh,
the start of
nice.
the beach season, and then they have another one in October, which I'll do. And we now have to our name because one of my good friends who I play with, our setter, she is unbelievable, but she had a bunch of knee stuff. She ended up last year having a huge knee problem, and then she had to get surgery this January.
Oh no, how'd it go?
So, with a totally bum needing surgery knee last time, we came in third. This time, after surgery, with only being able to play 2 times over the course of the winter season, we came in second.
Yep.
So now we're looking forward to fall when she's recovered and has a full season under her belt.
She's coming for
because,
that title, bro.
Hey,
She's coming for
we're-
that title.
We're coming hard. It ain't even gonna be close. Ain't even gonna be close. Also, the guy that we lost to was like an open player who just filled for a team who is like unbelievably good. He carried the team. So, but man, it's super fun.
She's
We
trying
did
to get
that. We
her
played some board
Hanana
games.
on.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna go off to beach
Dude,
volleyball, come back.
She has Kageyama hands, man. It's not
Really?
even joking. So she doesn't even set. So she had a hand injury. She doesn't even set with all of her fingers. She only uses 3
Oh,
on
wow.
each hand. And she's still butter. It's just unbelievable.
Ugh. I still think like, and this is like a sidetrack. And Anthony, I'm so sorry that I have to say this, but I really do because we mentioned it. I really think that the creator of Haikyuu really created like the best synthesis of sports anime
100%.
or manga in our generation. Like
Yeah,
other
it's
than
not
like
even close.
outside of Slam Dunk, because I really haven't read it yet, so I don't know, and I've heard that it's incredible.
Slam Dunk is incredible, but it's like the Dragon Ball Z type of writing.
Yeah.
It's more about the power-ups and the awesome moments, and basketball is just a medium for
To
where
be
that
able to go-
occurs.
yeah, it's giving Eye Shield.
Yeah. Haikyuu is a volleyball anime about volleyball
And
where
the actual
Yes.
playing and/or connection that happens with people who play
Yes.
volleyball, and then the actual extrapolation of that whenever it becomes actual real life at the
exactly.
end.
Exactly.
It's like it's honestly enough to make you cry. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop
It's
because I will cry.
Very
Oh, so good. Oh, whenever they do the fucking Okay, focus.
Sorry, that just reminded me of what angered me the most this week.
Oh.
The most terrible thing in the world happened last week because I never played The Last of Us.
Oh no, okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
man,
I'll
that
hold my
hurts.
game. Hold on. Anthony, are you okay?
No, I'm
Man.
done. It's over.
Man.
Okay.
That's so rough.
The-
That's
the-
so
The
rough.
biggest thing I can say is there.
B,
Okay,
wait,
look,
wait. Before you continue, because B's not home yet, and I don't know when she'll get home.
She hasn't watched episode 2.
She has no clue, and we're about to watch it after this
You
episode.
had to film it.
It might not bother her as much, and I can explain why.
No,
it might
bothers
not,
everyone.
but it bothers me a lot. Okay,
Dude.
look, Dragon Ball Z fucked up. Okay, why? How did they mess up? They released the Buu saga. Okay, but at the end of the Cell saga, they did it right.
Yeah, no.
They
for sure.
gave you
Yeah.
Gohan trying his best, fails. Goku step in, dies. Gohan succeeds him properly. You can now go from identifying with Goku and loving him to continuing the story with Gohan if they didn't mess up in the future, as we all know they did. Right?
Yes.
They did a good transfer.
Yes.
They
It's a solid
transferred-
transfer.
Yes. I'm sorry. In The Last of Us, what's her name is incredible.
Abby.
I love her.
Or Ellie.
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 She is
Yeah.
amazing. I'm sorry, but I don't see me as her. I see me as Joel.
Yeah.
I see myself in Joel.
Yeah.
And not
This-
only am I gone,
Yes.
is the guy, and there's no one to transfer to. They had opportunity though.
Yes.
That Asian dude totally possibly could have transferred me to him.
Not really.
The brother,
okay.
maybe him. I don't know. There might have been
Not really.
options, right?
Not
They
really.
didn't transfer my identity within the story on a
That-
character to someone else.
Eric,
That
be
is
careful with
really, yeah,
be
I
careful.
know. It's really, so I will say, Anthony, it is really hard to counter argue, even though I'd like to, until the whole season's out.
Yeah, you have to watch all of it.
Because
But it's
I
over.
think,
It's already ended. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think what you're, yeah, and that might be unfortunate.
For a lot of people, it is. Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things. I will say the only thing I would say in kind of go along with this is that I actually, as much as I love the girl who plays Ellie in the show, the Ellie and the
From
Abby
Last of Us
from the game are
are
different. So
fucking incredible.
well, they're also just different builds. They're not the same type of character.
Oh, Abby is
So,
fucking.
so Anthony, just
jacked.
to, I don't know if you've played the game.
Yeah.
I know you haven't played the game, but I don't know if you've like seen clips.
Yeah.
I've
So-
seen clips from the trailers.
Abby, the girl who does the deed,
It's half a foot taller than Ellie.
is
Oh, the bad girl. The bad.
Yeah, she's
she
she's a
is like a
menace.
muscle builder.
Yeah.
Girl. Okay. Yeah.
So in the game, she's a
Tiny in
menace.
the show.
Yeah.
Yes, in the game,
Yeah.
she like no diffs the fight, right? Like it's like she is a powerhouse.
It's
I'm sorry,
unconscious-
that's
it's
the other-
unconscionable what she is.
That's the other problem in the show. There wasn't a fight.
yeah.
There's
He was just
there's not-
slaughtered.
there
yeah,
isn't a
there's-
fight in the game either.
Okay, I'm
No,
sorry,
it's,
but
it's not different. It's
I'm
just,
sorry, but you have written a character that never trusts anybody. And
Yeah.
suddenly he trusts all of these random people he's never met. You
have
could try to
also
argue that he's distracted by the fact that everyone's dying, but guess what? He's been distracted by other things too, and not trusted
he's not
the
surrounded
random
by
new
a
people
support
around him.
system. He's not surrounded by a support system.
There is a lot going on. I think that you might change your mind if you were to play the games. I don't know if the show will give you all of the stuff that you need to reconcile
because of casting.
Yeah.
Because of
casting,
because of casting and time.
Yes. Yeah.
Another thing they did that was really weird in that whole end scene is, oh, but there's these other 4 people from the Fireflies that are all feeling weird about this situation, and one of them's obviously going to step in and stop it.
No.
And they don't. Like, what was the point of that?
So just to kind of give you a reference point here, The Last of Us 1, which covers the first season of Last of Us. The first season of Last of Us is what, 8 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So it's about 8 hours.
Yeah.
A typical playthrough is somewhere between like 20 and 30 hours of the first game.
For the first game.
So
and that's the original source material?
That's
not
the
a book?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you spend a great deal of time building up some of these things in a much more methodical way, and you get a lot more of the internals for Joel and Ellie that I think the show misses on a little bit, that kind of makes the difference in some of these cases.
That's the exchange that you get for serializing, though.
100%. The show is doing an amazing job so far. I'm not hating on the show. The show is
They
wonderful.
rushed his death, though.
No, they didn't. That's the pacing.
The game
That's the
intentionally does that. You got to remember The Last of Us 2.
I heard that people hated that too about the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The rest of the game is so good that while you hate that, people still consider The Last of Us 2 one of the best games of the past 2 decades.
Yeah,
it's not saying
then the problem...
Nat, that's not me. That's not me.
Okay,
that is
okay.
You got to remember, it won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
It had like almost perfect ratings.
Yeah.
It had some of the most highest sales of all time. Like,
so
I'm not saying that's me. I'm just saying
on the
generally.
opposite end of the spectrum, the show, like, the hooks aren't strong enough for season 2 for me.
With this event, for
the
you,
hooks ahead of time weren't strong enough for me to be like, okay, and you're making me think that maybe playing the game, the hook is strong enough to finish the game.
Anthony,
but the hooks
what I
in
am
the show
saying
are just weak.
This is the opening paragraph of the game in the show for the second game.
But like in the show, the village is fine, a lot of casualties, but they survived. The only thing that's happened is Joel's dead.
Can I say something?
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to not spoil stuff here.
This game, like when they announced The Last of Us as a series, playing 1 and 2, I was like, it's a good thing that HBO is the person who is doing this, because they are the only ones who I would trust to be able to realize the highs and lows of this series. I'll say highs and lows, because this game that you play through sets so many bars in terms of narrative for the entirety of video game culture that nobody else touches. Like, it's just non-existent. Like, nobody does what they do for Last of Us Part 2. Even Last of Us Part 1 for some pieces, but for Last of Us 2 specifically.
I also think, I talked about this when we talked about Severance. The first 2 episodes, I talked about this idea, like I had a college professor who used to say there are no wrong notes, only wrong resolutions in music.
Fair.
The Last of Us 2, this is a note that is made to be dissonant, with the whole goal of its dissonance being the resolution that is the whole rest of the story of Last of Us 2. The whole rest of the story is built because of this event. It only exists because of this event. every character action and everything
Yes,
that comes
Anthony.
forward
Yes, Anthony.
is because of this.
That eye roll. Yes.
I am not saying that that's good or bad, but
It's
generally
just,
So-
it's just tragic.
the public
Like,
likes it.
this kind of reminds me of like DC versus Marvel, where DC does things that people generally hate just because of normal human psychology. Well, Marvel doesn't make those mistakes in a way, but at the same time, you could call them not mistakes.
They're not mistakes. Yeah.
Right. And I acknowledge that, and I still like
Yeah.
DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
And like, the problem is, and I would love for one of you to tell me and convince me otherwise, but it's the same thing that I said before. I believe that it is a mistake to take someone's hero that they identify with, and in the beginning of book 2, basically,
Tear them away.
they're gone.
This
My whole
The- I-
attachment to the show is gone. The
I'm
lens
not-
see it
look,
through is gone.
Yes.
and I can
Yes.
totally understand
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
This is not a story about a hero. The Last of Us 1 and 2 is a
no
story
heroes.
about revenge.
Yeah.
Season 1 is about revenge.
Season 2 is definitely
Season
about
2
revenge.
is about revenge. The whole story, every piece of it is about revenge.
Where was the revenge in season 1 only in the last episode, or was there revenges that I forget?
So
throughout season 1.
in season 1, it's maybe revenge isn't the right way to put it.
No, it's revenge.
season
It's,
one.
it's
It
Joel's
is- it is.
It's Joel's revenge against reality taking
Well-
Yes.
his daughter.
He is taking out his frustration and his revenge
Well, he
on
saved
the
her,
ideas.
so it's more like
It is still revenge on his part.
But you got to remember, he hated all of this. He hated this thing. Ellie was his quote unquote savior, right? Without her, he was nothing. He was just a badass mercenary surviving, but he was miserable. He hated stuff. He was taking revenge out on everybody. He literally lashed out at every person he knew and cared about or that cared about him. Ellie
he
was
had a boogeyman status inside that little
Yeah.
little area. Like
Yeah.
you like if you mention like, do you know who I am? Who's my man?
And you
like,
know what the
from
world tried to do? They tried to take that away from him. And instead of making any quote unquote reasonable choice, and I like
He
that's
made
a
the-
hard thing
he
to
made
say.
the unreasonable choice.
He made the unreasonable choice.
Yeah.
He didn't just take her. He killed everyone that could ever want to take her again.
yeah,
Right?
and damn humanity for it. He doesn't
exactly.
care.
It
This
was
is
his
daughter.
the whole first season was him coming to terms with all of the things he's taking revenge out, then having something happen to that and taking revenge anyways, even though he was always already redeemed.
And Anthony, you're right. Game 1 is the Book of Joel. Yes.
if they
Yeah.
if they did
Yeah.
I like what Tony is saying, that
Yeah.
like each book slash
Should
game
carry
slash
the revenge.
should
carry
be the
mantle
next
of-
person.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens, dude. Somehow, Nat, your chat falls out of the shared chat.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I
So
think
I've
it's
been-
because I lost it. I got it.
You
I
did.
got it,
You
I got
lost.
it.
You're not in the
Yeah,
shared
I'm
chat
on it.
anymore.
I'm on it.
I was
I'm
about
on
to say, is there a conversation I'm not getting here? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see it.
I noticed that something Tony said wasn't in all of our chats, and then so I had to start talking to him.
I just
and-
joined again. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it's just a strategy that Nat's employing to get all the viewers.
Shut the hell up. Shut it up.
I'm
Anyway,
just kidding.
yeah.
so one
But
thing
I
to do-
don't-
Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
Well, I was just gonna say, I don't know if I can or Nat or anybody can adequately convince you of what your experience was and how you connected with Joel
Yeah.
and like how you'll think about the show. The only thing I could give you is that I don't know if the show will do a good job because
Yeah.
it's not out yet.
Yeah.
But the game is lauded as a landmark
Triumph
in
of
writing
storytelling. Yeah.
because of how they handle the resolution after this.
Yes.
And you might not like it. That's totally fine. But
Yeah.
the only thing I could say is if the game can't convince you that it did a good job with the resolution, then that's all there is.
That's
You know,
fine.
like they
Yeah.
didn't ruin it for you.
Dude,
Yeah.
right when that happened though, I started nitpicking things like crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
it starts.
Yeah.
Why did they return with only 2 horses? They just left 2 horses to die at the house, like with no
Yeah.
hay, no nothing. Like,
Anthony.
no, they wouldn't do that. That makes no
Anthony,
sense.
you're about to watch the absolute desecration of what is like high cinema for no reason other than the fact that people are mad that you have taken something from them that they value. Yes. So
Dude,
That is the story. I mean, that is the Last
story.
of Us.
Yeah.
The whole point of Last of Us is what happens when you take away the thing that people
But
care
in the
about
game,
most.
you're already playing as Ellie, right?
Yes. You play as Ellie,
No.
and you also play as Abby
In
Wait.
game 2.
in game 2. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important because due to that, you are already having to accept the role of the character that will enact revenge.
But this has
In the
happened
show-
before in the previous game, in the sense that you've played
Yeah.
as Ellie before, and
Yes.
you've played as Joel in the same game. So the idea is that the expectation already is set that yes, you are playing as Ellie, but you're already seeing Joel in a lane that you are assuming that you will pick up with Joel. And I don't even remember if
I
you have
would
any.
say
So what I'm
that
getting
that
at-
aspect does create a clear separation of
So like Joel
choice.
dies, right? Now you, in order to continue the story, need to attach yourself to the person enacting revenge.
Correct.
The game
it's
makes sure that
not-
happens
And
because
it's
does.
you are
not a
playing as
perfect
them.
pairing. It is not a
Yeah.
perfect pairing. No.
The show doesn't do it.
No.
The show needed to, in my opinion, have Ellie and the
this-
Asian dude come together to the house and fail to save him.
And this is
And you could be
truly
like, oh, they're
divisiveness.
both
Yeah.
going to do the revenge. And maybe just because I'm a dude, I identify with the Asian dude. Maybe my wife identifies with Ellie. I don't know. But like, that's something that weird that you can't really control happens with your psychology when just watching something.
I
Yeah.
would say that one of the reasons the Last of Us games are so good is because of the agency making these choices and failing anyways.
I honestly, Eric, I would disagree in the sense that yes, there is agency and there's an ability to fail and for that to be played out narratively. I don't think that is properly actually written out for the actual death of Joel. I honestly, in my opinion, the way that they go through the death of Joel in the games as well as in the show, it's so divisive.
Yeah.
It's so divisive.
But that was purely
It is intentional. It's
They
intentional.
wanted you to feel
it's-
bad intentionally. Then and the developers have the story writers have talked about this.
Yeah.
That was to drive home what the game. Here's the thing. If you weren't sure what the game was about when you went into part 2, if you did not fully understand part 1, every choice you make after that moment drives home how
Yeah.
you feel about what you're about to do.
It definitely it is a definitive
Because-
line in the sand.
You and Ellie are both equally upset.
Yes.
And so when shit goes down, you're like, yes, we are doing
Absolutely
this.
we're doing this.
Right? The game wanted you to feel that way. They wanted you to feel visceral and upset because they wanted you to
they
make
wanted-
the choices.
They wanted you to join the revenge train. Like
Exactly.
they wanted you as a passenger. They wanted you to go
Because-
ahead and check that ticket and be like, no, I'm here for this.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that is what the game is about. This game is a story about you feeling what it is to want revenge.
And then also the fallout of that, because I'm going to tell you right now,
Yes.
this show is going like, I don't think, okay, me personally, casting is really an issue for me. Like,
I agree.
casting is a serious issue for me for Abby in
Yes,
particular, just
I
because I'm
agree.
like, I am not getting Abby from the game in the show.
Yeah,
That being
it's hard.
said,
It's hard, especially
she
when
does
Abby
this-
from the game is like a Black Ops like
She's nigh
woman.
on spec op, okay? Like
Yeah.
she's a bad bitch, and I'm not
Yeah.
getting bad bitch. So
Yeah.
we'll see what she does with the show. But all that being
Yes.
said, you're not ready for like the trip of revenge that these people are going to paint for you, because there's God of War revenge where like you get to go ahead and like get on this revenge train and you get to vindicate it, and then there's what they do with Last of Us. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go ahead and go any further than that because I don't want to spoil it for you.
But yeah, and I don't know if that will convince you, Anthony, but I think that is the best way to think about it.
Yeah.
Whether or not they do a good job in the show or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the goal of how it was done
Oh, you
was
haven't
to
seen
make
the
you
new
buy
episode,
in.
have you?
I haven't.
Oh.
So again, I am going purely based on the game right now.
Yeah.
And so it might be absolute, like it might not be as good.
Anthony's
yeah.
coping so hard.
I can only tell you what I know from the game
man.
about what happens
God.
here and what their decision, like why they made it that way.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it good for you or not good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't mind him dying. It was just so soon.
Oh, you definitely do.
And like a good main character death is something rare, and they didn't deliver. And it's just that
you're right.
he didn't have a fight. He didn't have his final fight. His
that was
last
the
fight
whole point.
was
though.
a
It's
few.
so
He
tragic.
wasn't supposed to have
No,
a fight.
Eric. I don't think that they fully tell you what Last of Us is until the very end of Last of Us Part 2.
If
I
he
don't-
had
I-
had
like-
a fight, you would
Eric.
not feel as upset.
But Eric, Part 1 ends with Joel massacring the Firefly base, rescuing Ellie, getting to the reserve, and finding a new home for them. No, hold on. They don't finish the story there. They aren't done. That's supposed to be the supposed to be the climax of this game. I don't think they've told you what the actual story is, what this entire thing is supposed to be about until the end of Part 2.
I
think
understand.
That part 1 and
I
part 2
agree.
are supposed to be over. Like Part 2 is supposed to be the actual answer to what happens in
Yes.
Part 1.
100%.
Fully
I
100%.
agree.
It's not a great experience. It's not. It doesn't feel good. It's not supposed to feel
It's a
good.
tragic story.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I would say is that whether you agree with it or like it or not, it was entirely their intent, and they successfully delivered
it's intentional.
on their goal of
Yeah.
Joel, like that event, because he didn't have a fight. He couldn't have a fight. It had to be
It had to
upsetting.
be upsetting.
It had to be wrong
there could be
for you
no
as
ground
the
to stand
player.
on. Yeah.
They were trying to make you as the player, not the character, upset.
So the problem
over
is,
that decision.
at least in the show, their mistakes are that they put him in a position that that character that they have shown and written so far would not have acted the way he did. He had an opportunity to grab his assailant. He had opportunity to defend himself, and he didn't. That's not Joel. He wouldn't just let himself die. The only thing that was Joel was his one-liner that you'll
Oh,
experience.
No.
But
Oh, man.
the
Now-
rest
now
of it,
that I
he
can't
would
say-
defend
like,
himself.
He already has, man. I've experienced it, and it is gut wrenching.
Yeah. All I can say is that in the game, at least, that I don't know how well they do it in the show, but in the game, that the whole point was that he got trapped. There was no out for him,
Yeah.
and he wasn't able to fight
Dude,
back. He was helpless.
In the show, she talks
the whole
for like 5 minutes about having codes. And one of the codes is that you don't kill somebody that can't defend themselves. And then
Yeah.
he can't defend himself,
Yeah.
and she kills him.
Yeah.
She didn't arm him. So what was the point? I'm telling you, dude,
Eric.
it's terrible writing.
Eric, it's Anthony. It's purposeful. It's
Yeah.
purposeful. This is we're in very murky water because we can't spoil the freaking
Yeah,
game,
it's-
the
Again,
entire story
it's
for you.
it's really yeah. That's
I don't.
It's
do
really
you,
hard.
Do you think that they'll finish the entire game in Part 2?
I unfortunately think they will.
Fuck.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I unfortunately think they're going to push it all into this second season.
Yeah. So, Anthony...
Which is unfortunate because The Last of Us 2
Wild
is longer than The Last of Us 1, by the way, just
By
to
a
put it
lot.
out there. So,
Yeah. Well, actually, by a lot? Question mark?
yeah, it's like, if I remember correctly, the original is somewhere 15 and 25 or something like that, but
Yeah.
the
Part
second one is 30 hours
Bruh.
just to do the main and
Almost more
40
than
plus
double.
hours for completionist.
Yeah.
So The Last of Us 1 for
Anthony looks like me after part 2.
yeah, look at this. Okay, so part 1, main story and extras, is around 17 and a half hours for how long to beat, which I tend to find is lower than what it actually is. Completionist is like 24 hours. The Last of Us 2 is essentially double the length on each one of those.
Yeah.
So they're essentially trying to put double the content into the second season if they try to do it all in the second season. I don't know if they'll do that, but
Oh, man.
that's the case.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard story.
That's really hard story.
It's meant to be uncomfortable. That game is not
It's
one.
not. It is not comfortable.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I'll harp on it one more time. For me, the story is over. It's done. There's no reason to watch more.
In a way, Anthony,
I don't care about
in
her
a way,
revenge.
In a way, Anthony, you're supposed to have that reaction.
Yeah.
And whenever you get on Ellie's train, that's whenever you can continue to play the games. You are going through the grief of losing a character that you feel was carrying you through the story, and that's fine. That was what the pause at the end of this cutscene was supposed to be. This is what the period of you realizing whether or not you're going to continue this game or not is supposed to be. However, you do get to choose that here.
See,
If
well, I
you
mean, the
feel-
problem is I think that Ellie should be mad, should be upset, but should just stay in the village and not go and pursue this person because
Based
you
on
have
what
to be
you
the first.
know about her, what Joel has done for her, is that realistic?
It's not. It's like what happens in The Way of Kings, right? Someone has to be the first one to do the right thing. Okay, do you want to continue the horrible, bad humanity thing of enacting revenge that is unjust and wrong, or do you want to be the first one to do the right thing?
That is the story.
That is the story.
And okay, that's the story, right? But for me, I've already reached the conclusion that it's like, yeah, you don't go chase them. It sucks. You want to, but you don't because that's the wrong thing to do.
You are
And
more
that's what she's
mature
going to
than
do.
the character
So
that is
Eric.
in the game.
But that's what I'm saying. The show's over for me.
Yes,
That's fair.
and that's fair.
That
I
is
don't
a
like
fair
it.
take.
And you don't have to be
Because I didn't want
happy
the show
about
to be
it.
over.
And you know what you have to do? You have to sit in the village and feel sad.
And that's
that's
what
the choice you've made.
And that's what you would do, right?
Yeah, I mean that.
Because now you're talking about you. You're not talking about Ellie.
Yes.
Okay, no. So time out. The only way I could justify going and fucking with them and messing them all up is if I start to think about it and I start to think, wait, this militaristic society is going to cause so much harm and kill so many people and just cause havoc. We must end. Then I could go. Like, yeah, it's for the greater good.
See,
Hey, if that's how you get,
and that's
there.
how you get there. But like
Yeah.
for Ellie, she immediately knows
Oh, yeah.
she has to get Abby.
But see, and this is where I think like the mistake in writing is. You have a 50 plus, now 60 something year old character that you get people to identify with, right?
Yeah.
Now you want those people that do that to switch sides to a basically teenager? Bro,
To be fair, it's supposed to be divisive.
Yeah.
it's not divisive
It
though.
is-
It's
it is
like
it's a
it's
complete
like-
lens shift, right? It's
Dude,
complete.
Matt.
It's a complete fuckery.
Yeah.
now it's like going from watching Castlevania and being like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go watch Vampire Diaries now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like adult content versus
Anthony
teenager
saying,
content.
I mean,
60,
here's the thing. Like, nothing you're saying is wrong, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's just
He's an
like
yeah.
like that's what they tried to do and they successfully did it. And you might not like that.
I want to see the statistics. I want to see how many people stopped playing the game. I want to see how many people stopped watching the show. Because you say they did successfully, I don't think so.
But Anthony, that's the point. That's the point of the art of this expression.
Yeah.
The idea that they gave you a scene that was so divisive, that was so impactful for so many people who had played the first game, that they won't even finish the sequel because of what they did in the first 3 hours.
How's that not a failure?
No, because that's not failure. The idea is that they are trying to tell a story. Like, yes, I'm sniffing copium in this moment because I've already finished the game. And I've gone through the process of grieving Joel in that moment after the cutscene. But I came back to the game and finished. Not a lot of people do, and that's fair.
When Joel died in the game, did you keep playing that moment, or did you stop?
I immediately stopped. I'm having the exact same reaction that you are.
Yeah, everybody does.
You have to. And that's the beauty of this, but also the tragedy of it.
What other game makes you so literally grieve?
Yeah. When's the last time you grieved a character outside of Joel? None.
I'm not grieving him. I'm just annoyed.
You are, though.
That is a form of grief.
You are, though.
No, there's 5 stages of grief. Annoyed isn't one of them.
But no,
Get out of here.
like all seriousness though, you probably skipped a few steps and you're at a low level of anger.
Yeah.
Am I right?
What
I'm
other
definitely
game?
Angry.
What other game puts you
What
through
other
the 5
game has
stages of
told you
grief?
to go ahead and go through the 5 stages? Exactly. So like
That was their goal of this game.
I don't want you to remove the like actual emotion of this game though, in this experience, because I don't want you to feel as if like you can clinicize this entire experience. You should
is the experience. That's what's so beautiful.
It's not.
You cannot like it,
Eric, it's
but
okay,
that
but,
is
like,
it.
the thing
That's
is-
what they wanted.
the
They
thing
wanted you
is,
to feel this.
If we weren't having this conversation,
yeah.
I don't think I would ever watch the show again.
And
I would never play the game.
But you're supposed to talk about grief. That's the whole entire thing.
Exactly.
You're
Oh my
supposed to
God,
talk about
so
your grief.
beautiful.
Having a podcast is not supposed to talk about.
I don't want to spoil this game for you.
Oh, we can't spoil the game.
I can't say anything else.
Yeah, no,
You're
we're not going to
supposed
spoil
talk
it.
about your grief.
Go through the stages. Embrace your inner self.
Oh my
Climb that Everest.
God. No, honestly, screw what Eric just said. Don't even climb the Everest. If you don't want to freaking continue to watch, don't watch. If you
That's
don't want to
also fair.
continue to go
That's
through,
also fair.
don't go through. But make sure it's a personal
Everest
experience
is
that you go through.
expensive.
Because I didn't have anybody spoil this game for me before I played it, and I don't want anything that we've done here to spoil your experience as you go through either the show or the game.
I think
Do
we've been
what you-
very spoiler free.
Do what you
the most
want to
part.
do.
I do think that if y'all are right, that it is very cool and good for a game to do this, which is if it can make
It's
you
so
go
not
through the
cool.
stages of grief.
Anthony, it's
No, no,
so
no.
not cool.
I
I'm
know-
very
okay,
upset
wait,
with
wait,
what
wait.
it's- what
I
they've
think
done
it's
to
pretty
me.
cool.
That's okay, but like, look, a game that you never would expect called Animal Crossing taught me what it would be like to be rich beyond my means, like to be wildly rich. Okay,
Yeah.
I learned through playing Animal Crossing that
Where's
if
this
I
going?
that if I had so much money, I would just be so sad and so just like depressed because everything would be meaningless and I wouldn't
Yeah.
care about anything anymore. I got to experience that through Animal Crossing. I don't think they intended for that to happen, but I gamed the stock market with my friends and
You got
we-
millions of bells.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that game depends on you not having insane
Millions
amounts of
Yeah.
bells
Yeah.
and what your buying power actually mattering, right?
Yeah.
I think that's something that games can do, which is have you experienced something that you may never experience in your entire life.
That
Truly.
is why
Truly.
the game is so critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
And there are many like this, but this is, for me, this is actually the video I'm working on right now
Sorry, Ash.
for YouTube.
Yeah.
is
Animal
this
Crossing actually
idea.
gave him an existential.
Yeah. What were you saying, Eric? Go ahead.
Well, I was saying I'm actually working on a YouTube video right now about this very thing, about like these decisions in games, and no other medium can make you do this. No other medium can make you feel this. It's not about
Fair.
it
This
being
definitely-
a like in this case, the people who made The Last of Us weren't actually trying to make a quote unquote good story. They were making a story that would make you feel something that is not possible in other mediums.
Because you've been bonded through action and also from spectation.
Yes.
You embody this thing, and then when it's removed, you feel hollow. You have to deal with the grief of it, and then you
Yeah.
continue to move, and then from there you continue to play the game, and it's a risk.
It is 100% a risk.
It's a risk.
Not and here's the thing. It's just like any other moral choices. Like in so, for example, I talked about Infernax a few weeks ago that I liked. There are decisions you can make that are good and bad decisions in that game.
Yeah.
And they change which ending you will get.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the perfect good ending, right? I was like, I am going to be the paladin that this place needs. I am going to do the good stuff.
Yeah.
I get to a point and
Poor Anthony.
this girl's like, hey, there's this guy in my house
Yeah.
over there, and it's a skeleton, and he's scary and he's evil.
I just
And-
know. Continue.
But I go
continue.
to this house, and there is a talking skeleton who's like, no, I didn't think anybody lived here. I can go away. I really just wanted to be like cool. I'm a cool dude. Like I want to work with you. Like let's be friends. And I was tricked into believing the skeleton, and then he massacred the town.
Yep. Checks
That
out.
choice made me upset.
Because you can't go back that many save states to go ahead and undo that.
It isn't even about the save states. Although I don't typically do save scumming in type like games like this, so I didn't save scum. There was no going back for me. And at this point, I'm like, I screwed up. There's no way I can get the ultimate good ending. And that hurt. Like this whole thing was like a painful experience. And I at some point, if I was not streaming that game, I might have dropped that game for a good bit because of how upset. This was 7 hours, 8 hours into this playthrough, and I'm like, I don't want to go through this for 8 hours again just to get the ultimate good ending.
No, it's not
Even
worth
though I know that the ultimate good ending gets me like more content. There's more stuff to do in the game. Now I don't get. I was viscerally upset.
Hey guys, where did we play True Dungeon?
In
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Okay, I just made the connection that San Antonio is Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Saint Anthony.
Wait,
Buddy.
I went there with you guys so many times, and I never realized that I was in
Really?
a city that
Named after
was
yourself.
the same
Store
name
name.
as me.
Yeah.
Buddy. Antonio.
I can't
Antonio,
believe it.
what are you
It's just
doing?
that, I don't know, dude. But yeah, Eric, when you
Yes.
started telling that story, all I could remember is when you go to save that girl in the cage, and there's the two giants sleeping, and she starts to scream.
Yeah, we were saving the girl.
You remember that, Nat? Were you there?
do
For
I
that?
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And we killed them.
I know we died.
No, we died.
We died, Eric. We all died in
definitely
that
died in
room.
that
We
room?
definitely died.
We
Oh,
died in
no.
that room.
Okay,
Yeah.
well.
Ash can back us up. All right, she was there too.
Anthony. Oh, well, sorry, Uncle Tony.
Tony, you too, right?
Tony.
Dude, San
Oh my God.
Antonio.
We went to a live action role play like dungeon, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like an
And-
escape room
Yeah.
combined with
D&D.
D&D.
yeah,
Plus
yeah.
skill-based roles.
Yeah.
So like if you're an
Super fun.
intellectual person, like a druid or a wizard, you have to memorize like beads
Yep.
or leaves or ruins.
Yeah.
If you're like a rogue or a monk, you have to like slide 2 pucks at once, like shuffleboard. If you're just a warrior, you slide 1 puck
If
at
you're
a
picking,
time.
if you're
you know?
picking a lock, you have to go ahead and rotate it around something that will light up if you
Yeah.
touch it, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's like
super-
a maze, but it's
Yeah.
what is it? The surgeon game where you if you touch
Yeah.
the sides,
Yeah.
it buzz.
Yep.
It's the coolest in-person nerdism in the world.
Yeah, it's so cool. I want to do that again next year. We should see if we can do a Taphaven plays where we attach cameras
It's
and
been
just
too
go
long.
through.
It's been way too long. So
I would need it to
I
be
know.
kind of dialed up. I would need it to be a little bit more high tech, I think, for me to be like fully engaged.
And when we do it, it's gonna be when Tony is in the States.
I'd be
I mean,
down.
he'll be in
Tony,
the
you're
States.
coming.
He'll actually be here for Anime Matsuri.
All right, we're
He'll
looking
be
it
in
up.
Houston.
We're
What-
looking it up.
He won't be
What
with
day is
you
that
guys.
again?
He'll be with me.
Well,
Really?
weren't we thinking about going for that? When was that?
Anime Matsuri is let me get a month view rather than just like a week. That is gonna be
Because it's only in Houston, right? And
only
it's
in Houston. It's,
Oh
from the
right, True
10th
Dungeon
the
is going to
13th.
San Japan.
Yeah,
It
10th
is,
to the
San Japan.
13th. But he's gonna be there for the weekend. He's gonna be there for the Sunday as well.
gotcha.
Yeah, he'll have more details as we go through. But yeah.
Nice.
But all that to say, guys, we're gonna have to play some games. It's this week
Yeah,
night.
we gotta play some games this week.
Yeah. And Anthony, just grieve and feel it. And if you're done, you're
Yeah.
done. If you're not done,
We'll
then you
have
keep
our
going.
weekly counseling session. I guess not next week,
Yeah,
but the week
and we'll-
after.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll
And
talk
discuss.
about it. Yeah.
it'll be okay.
It's
We
gonna
could
be
do
all right.
Tuesday though. We could potentially do. An
Oh,
episode
I'd
on
be down.
Tuesday if
I gotta
if-
check my scheduling, but
You-
I could maybe
Video
do
game.
Wednesday for sure.
Video
Tuesday or
game
Wednesday, yeah,
counseling.
Wednesday,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
We'll figure it out.
Video game.
Anthony's
counseling.
not pleased.
I probably can't do a Wednesday, to be honest. I have
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
discuss. We'll discuss.
And depending
We'll see.
on if I get this job, my schedule
Okay.
could change.
I feel you.
Well, if there's a
we'll
day,
see.
cool.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
not, no big deal. At least we got this one in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Guys,
a little worried that we're gonna go
Wait,
like
whoa,
3
guys,
without.
whoa. Hold on.
Oh,
Before
go.
we wrap up,
What?
guys,
No.
I've been playing a fucking banger of a game. And
Oh
actually-
yes,
yeah,
Eric,
go
he
for it.
has.
Oh,
you got
man,
a
it's
picture
so
of it.
good. Claire
Oh.
Obscure Expedition 33.
Okay.
Oh my god. Jason has been like backseat like coaching me through this because I'm actually bad at parrying. But the makers of this game have fucking gone off. It's so good. Originally a French
Okay.
studio, 30 people put out the most gorgeous game. It's
Okay.
incredible. The art behind it, the monsters that are are the things that you fight against, so interesting. And then the
Ooh, it looks
combat
pretty.
system, fantastic. Everything has been inspired by Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
And
I
you-
loved Final Fantasy
And
X.
you get it. Like from jump, Eric, you get it.
Dude, I loved Final Fantasy X. I'm in. This
So
looks
good.
gorgeous.
The gorgeous and like the story is kind of tragic. Like we're watching this man grieve.
Dude, when did this come
multiple
out?
Recently.
It's like super new.
Yeah, and it's doing so well in the algorithm. Honestly, like there's a lot of people who are
Okay.
playing it. A ton of
Yeah.
people are trying to be like, "Oh, do this XP farm." Like, get the behind
Okay.
me.
Yes.
Like, I just want to play this game. Like the
Dude,
fact that we're
I'm
on
in.
the podcast is the reason why I'm not playing this game right now.
Okay.
but,
I'm putting it on the wish list. I'm probably
it's
gonna
it's
play it this weekend.
fantastic. It's so good. I've already played a little bit of it. Jason was watching me play through it as well. Let me know when you stream it because I want to go ahead
Yes.
and backseat and just
Will
watch
do.
you go through certain scenes. But
Yeah, I wanted to do stuff this weekend, and this might be it.
it is very Persona esque in terms of like the system.
I love Persona.
And then you're gonna love the magic system. It's
Let's
It's
go.
really interesting. It's based
I
on like
also
the idea
ha-
of stains. Yeah, really cool.
I also have to do Oblivion Remastered.
Oh, so I've never played Oblivion.
Dude,
Me neither.
Oh, look at
Guys,
that!
Neither did my neighbor, and he played it to like 4
Oh
a.m.
my gosh, the Oblivion Remastered looks so good.
I
The
heard.
reviews are looking really good.
Yep.
Like,
Yep,
if you haven't played Oblivion before, it is one of my favorite games of all time.
I'll
It
finish
is-
it. I'll play it after Claire Obscure.
Dude,
honestly,
it's
that game is
so cool. It's so
It's all I
good.
think
It's
about
so fun.
The remaster is verified on Steam Deck.
Let's
No
go.
shit.
Yeah, dude.
That is such a good Steam Deck game
I think
too.
that's huge.
For sure.
That's such a good Steam Deck. It's so chill to play and just RPG. It's so good.
Oh.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my
We got a lot of
two.
games, guys.
That's my two
Guys,
games this weekend.
I
for
have
sure.
one
I'm gonna play
announcement.
both of them.
What's
One
that?
announcement.
Go.
Something incredible. This game, Bitcraft, I've talked about, is going open source as of today,
Oh, heck
which is
yes.
huge
Nice.
because
I
it is-
remember you talking about that.
it is like it's kind of like old school RuneScape in a way, but with like open world, people building cities as just
Yeah.
people. And so the thing is, like, the open source will show others how to make these types of games,
That's so cool.
and it's just
That's
huge.
awesome.
Fantastic.
because it's a
I've been-
very complicated
Yeah.
programming thing.
And I've been waiting for it because I knew it
Oh,
was.
shit.
I was going to try it out once it went to early access because they're planning to do early access. I think like in the next 2 or 3 months is
Oh,
what they
okay.
said. But yeah, I was going to try it out once it went to early access because it looked really cool. Looked really cool.
It is. It is really cool, really satisfying, and it's just a good game.
Play Jump Ship when it
Nice.
comes out. He's asking for a friend. He's not asking for himself.
Play
By the
Jump
way,
Ship.
my
Oh,
uncle,
oh, yeah.
my uncle so wants to play a game with an actual like crew so bad.
Dude,
And
let's go.
I know he likes Star Citizen, but like
Tony,
I know,
Tony,
I
need to
know.
talk to Tony right now. Y'all can go.
Okay.
Tony.
Okay. Well, let's wrap up the
Tony.
podcast.
No,
real
no, no, no,
quick.
Tony, Tony, don't let them do this to us. Tony, Star Citizen has never been better.
He loves
600
Star
player
Citizen,
servers.
but dude.
Tony, 600 player servers. This year, they are focusing on getting rid of the bugs.
He's
Dude,
me. He's
it's
me,
better than
Anthony.
ever. Play
He's
with me.
Anthony. He's
Hey.
me, Anthony.
Hey.
You're screaming into the void.
No, look,
I'm down for
Matt,
a jump
I
ship
have
night,
played
though. Just
Star
putting it
Citizen
in.
with Tony more than you. Okay,
That's fair. That's fair.
more than
He's
more than
patched-
I've played with
he's
you,
patched in, so he's ready. Okay.
He's patched in.
dude.
he's
Tony,
plugged
have
in,
you
ready
been
to go.
on a Polaris?
You guys
Dude,
can ask questions
Polaris.
and text like whatever during your off time, not during podcast time. Anyway,
No, this is now the
That's
Star
funny.
Citizen
it
podcast.
is not.
Oh
Wrap us up,
my
Eric.
gosh.
Close us out.
Guys,
Oh.
next week on the Time to Star Citizen podcast,
Fuck
we
that.
will. Guys, wonderful podcast. We might or might not have one next week, but
We'll see.
bunch of games that we're gonna play over the next 2 weeks for sure. So there'll be a ton of stuff. Anthony, we'll see each other in person soon.
Garbage.
Nope. What? No, that's like June.
No, it's literally next week.
Nope. Oh, for
Next
work.
week is June,
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is hilarious. Eric and I
Yes.
work at the same place. This is the first time that Eric is actually going to a work event that I'll be at.
That's-
Because
Oh,
every
that's
time
not
there's a work
true.
event, I
That's
go
ridiculous.
and he's not there.
That's-
I'm like,
that's ridiculous.
What?
That's not the
why am I
case.
here?
He's such a liar.
I'm not lying.
Okay. Anthony, I'll see you next week regardless whether there's a podcast.
I'll
Guys,
see you nerds
wonderful
later.
week. Have a wonderful night. Peace.
Kawaii desu ne.
Subscribe, like, do all the stuff in the comments. Bye.
Bye. You have not been to the events.
Such a liar.
There's